Distance used to divide us. It meant bad connections, missed opportunities, lost ideas. But we see distance as an advantage. The key to unlocking innovation, enabling flexibility, and inspiring talent. We build devices for every workspace, from the home office to the conference room. Our technology understands nuances of communication and prioritizes what matters. With cutting-edge AI and NVIDIA accelerated computing, we make it feel like everyone is at the table and in focus, no matter where they are. We capture sound and ensure it's always clear, and make it easy to share and illustrate ideas. Our devices work with your platform of choice, connecting teams across the globe securely. By making it easy to set up, manage, and optimize workspaces, we help IT and facilities teams to accelerate workplace transformation. And with a focus on circular design principles and energy efficiency, we even help to make the office more sustainable. With Cisco devices, distance isn't an obstacle. It's your superpower.
As people return to the workplace in record numbers, they expect a seamless experience that is worth the commute. As technology evolves, we'll be there, leading the way, inspiring teams to work together, empowering businesses to grow beyond limits, connecting people, spaces, and technology. This is what we're known for. It's our forte. Let's transform the modern workplace together.
With AI-driven voice translation, AI Media makes seamless global communication a reality. Introducing Lexi Voice. In a world that's more connected than ever, language barriers still limit communication. Lexi Voice eliminates these barriers, delivering real-time translations across the globe.
Here's the shot.
Seamlessly connecting viewers and attendees, Lexi Voice ensures your content speaks their language, whether on-site or at home.
我们将继续报道白宫及
Over 70% of the world's population speaks more than one language, yet 80% of online content is still inaccessible to non-native speakers. Lexi Voice empowers you to expand your market reach, grow your audience, and increase revenue. Ready to connect with the world? Visit AI Media's website and experience Lexi Voice today.
Video walls have become the focal point in a variety of Pro AV applications, from corporate campuses to command and control centers. As they grow in size and importance, video walls take on a bigger role. That's where Mira DVW comes in. It delivers seamless, perfectly synchronized video walls with high-performance decoding and modern IP networking. With simple configuration, HEVC 444 support, and built-in security, it's designed for clarity, scale, and confidence. From a single appliance to large-scale deployments, performance grows as your wall grows. Mira DVW, a smarter way to build and scale video walls.
Meet the Move 4K, precise PTZ control with true 4K 60 clarity.
onboard SDI, HDMI, USB, IP, and Power over Ethernet Plus, a built-in tally light and native NDI HX3, 12, 20, or 30x zoom. Perfect for the field, stadium, or stage. Auto tracking with presenter lock keeps the speaker in frame. Local or remote control with Hive Studio, Web UI, joysticks, or third-party platforms. Voice tracking helps remote meeting participants feel like they're in the room. The Move 4K, powerful, flexible, and engineered for the future.
Flawless live event production isn't a luxury, it's a necessity. Ross Video provides scalable, reliable AV solutions built to meet even the most demanding live production environments. Whether you're running a company-wide meeting in an auditorium or switching between hybrid flex spaces, Ross gives you full control. Seamless video switching, automation, graphics, and more, all in one ecosystem. Our solutions adapt to your space and your people, whether your team is highly technical or just getting started. Automate your cues and fire entire sequences with a single button. So when it's time to go live, everything just works. Backed by round-the-clock support and trusted by the world's most respected organizations, Ross delivers peace of mind when it matters most. From quarterly earnings calls to global product launches, Ross gives you the solutions to deliver the moment.
Every team deserves extraordinary audio in their meetings, but sometimes obstacles get in the way. That's why we created the IntelliMix Bar Pro with superior sound that captures every voice with unmatched clarity. and a system ready to scale as your team grows. Capturing every word for precise AI transcription. Designed for IT. Secure. Cloud managed. Simple. The bar that removes barriers.
Most of us expect life to run smoothly. But we don't stop to think about what it takes to make that happen. Most of us don't have to. We forget about the people up and moving before our alarms go off. The people behind the innovation and logistics, the creativity, and the know-how. The people who connect rural communities with essential services, who work tirelessly to build, connect, power, and protect our lives. But the world isn't always predictable, and unexpected challenges demand creative solutions. We rely on those willing to brave intense environments and gather the resources that fuel our daily lives. We don't have to wonder about the ins and outs of life, because that is what Wesco does. We provide innovative supply chain solutions every hour, every day, all around the globe. Our people roll up their sleeves and help create a world you can depend on, focusing on the details, the challenges, and the unexpected, so that you can live life uninterrupted. Wesco. Ingenuity delivered.
As your IT manager, I choose which platform we use for virtual meetings. It will prompt you to download a weird app, and your clients will be actively upset when you send them a link. I use Zoom. Sit down, Mr. Thompson.
I use Zoom AI Companion.
You will have no companion of any kind.
I use Zoom Contact Center.
No, you will not start a movement.
I use Zoom in this coffee shop.
Uso Zoom para traducir.
Be part of the movement. Zoom ahead.
Technology should confuse us, not help us.
great show yesterday.
I have to agree. You know, I think we're really getting the hang of this.
I think so too. Should we get ready for another one?
Absolutely. Let's do it. Thank you kindly. Ben, where are we?
I don't know, but I don't think we're at ISE anymore.
Is that Ben Franklin?
Well, hello there. I'm running an experiment to see if lightning is made of electricity. Would you care to join me?
No, I think we're good. We're good. Ben!
Watson, prepare to test the world's first telephone.
I'm ready, Alex.
Hey, Alex, are you taking any requests?
Yeah, could you say, live from ISE, it's AVIXA TV?
Or even better, how about 6-7? 6-7.
Unbelievable.
Would you get out of here?
Oh, Ben, you know you love it. 6-7.
Away from me. No way. It's Marconi with the first radio.
Oh, wow, how cool. Ben, do you know Morse code?
No.
All right, I'm bored. Are you ready?
Yeah, let's go.
Oh, let's go.
We have red LED and green LED, but we need blue LED to make all the other colors. Blue. Where is it?
Sorry. If you use gallium nitride and add a second nozzle to your MOCVD reactor, that should do the trick.
Ben, how in the world did you know that?
Everyone knows that.
Okay, if you say so. Oh my gosh. Okay, Ben, I think we're back.
Yeah, okay, I think we are. That was wild.
Oh my gosh, insane. But I think we're here. I think we're ready. Deep breath.
Welcome back, Sam and Ben. We must begin the show.
No, Sam, I think we've gone into the future. Welcome back to AVIXA TV live at ISE. The doors are open and the show has officially begun. I'm Ben Barnard.
And I'm Sam Powell, and it's day 2 of this amazing show, and we have a great lineup of great guests for you today. We'll learn about new collaborations in the industry, take a close look at sustainability, and get a preview of some pre-game entertainment that will take place when the World Cup is happening in North America this summer. So really happy to be in the present with you today, Ben.
Yeah, that was a scary ride. I'm glad we got back here in one piece. But speaking of the World Cup, so as you may have guessed, I'm English.
Yes.
We don't we don't do too well in the World Cup.
Okay.
We sort of set ourselves up for failure massively because we think we're going to win it every year, even though we haven't won it since 1966.
Okay.
Not that long ago, obviously. You know,
That's
66.
not that far.
Yeah, if you're born in 66, you're a spring chicken. However, it's never great. How is the soccer, as you would call it, World Cup scene in the States?
Okay.
Do you think you're going to win it every year like we do?
You know, I don't know. I think we had a difficult time making it this year. I didn't do my research. See, I should have been prepared because I'm not a football watcher like you are in this country. I definitely watch, the Super Bowl is coming up. That's more of my kind of football.
Apparently so.
However, I think in the U.S., we get the fever. I remember a couple years ago, people were leaving work a little early, hanging out at the pubs, maybe cheering on, some teams. So I'm really excited. I love how it just brings the world together. And yes, of course, USA. I'm all about it. So we're gonna go far, Ben. Just give us some time.
Well, luckily I've got more than 2 fingers because I can cross 2 for me and 2 for you.
I
feel like you guys can be my backup team. How about that?
Everything I can, and vice versa. I think that's fair.
Don't pick up as a backup team. So anyway, let's get down to business. Our first guests are no strangers to this show. We're thrilled to welcome longtime studio partners Lorne Trottier and Andre Testa of Matrox Video. Lorne, Andre, great to see you again. Thank you so much for joining us, and congratulations on Matrox's 50th anniversary.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you very much for that. I've been there since the beginning.
Yeah.
I'm one of the co-founders of the company, and we've been having lots of fun all the way.
Fantastic.
Excellent. How's the show going for you so far? It's day 1. It's exciting. It's full of
fantastic.
People. Yeah.
Fantastic. Yeah, we're introducing a whole slew of new products and new technology here. We've met with a few of our customers already. Reaction has been fantastic.
And if everything is like the morning, it's gonna be a busy show.
That's exciting.
Well, we're crossing our fingers for you as well. I know we've spoken with you before about open standards and also IPMX. Today we're taking that conversation from concept to real-world applications. Can you share some of the examples of how your solutions are helping your customers solve real challenges?
Yeah, for sure. Well, there's many examples where a market where we have success recently is really the enterprise market. Our corporate customers are really seeing the benefit. One concrete example is the JP Morgan Chase. They redid their whole headquarters in New York recently. So within the building itself, there's many use cases that you can point out, right? So there's a broadcast grade studio where they can shoot the CEO keynote, for example. There's conference rooms spread across the building, and they want to share, the video signals, because this is what we do, right? We transmit high quality video signals, so they want to share this. And another interesting use case in the building is in the lobby right now for visual art. They're using those massive displays where they're showing like images or nice videos. That's one of them. There's many more, but we've had wins with the Science Museum of London.
I've been there myself. Fantastic.
Yes.
Lucky.
Yeah, very good.
Yeah. The Cipriani Hall in New York, the University of Michigan. So we're seeing a lot of wins.
That's
Sounds
amazing.
great.
So I definitely have to go and check that out. And we love having you guys here on AVIXA TV. I can't even count how many times we've had these wonderful conversations. And if there's one thing that I know, Matrox has definitely been in there for the commitment to open standards and interoperability, and especially as we continue to see the convergence of AV and IT. So how does your continued focus on open standards and interoperability translate into real, tangible value for your customers and your partners?
Well, let me just start out by saying, Matrox has long been a supporter of open standards and interoperability. It's 50 years we've been in business, and that's one of the things that's kept us going is new standards keep coming out in the video space all the time, and we're amongst the early adopters. So, for example, the 2110 standard, which is very widely used in broadcast today, we were one of the first companies to really pioneer that, and obviously IPMX is the current thing that we're big on, and so on. And people basically, they like choice. One of the things that everybody likes, they don't want to be locked into a single vendor and just have to choose from their products. And when you have a standard and you have many companies, one of the things I'm proud to say, by the way, is we just finished with under the supervision of the European Broadcast
Union,
a badging thing with a bunch of companies that officially passed their IPMX tests and are certified interoperability. We just did that a few weeks ago, a couple of weeks ago.
Congratulations.
There's a bunch of companies that are here showing IPMX products that are now branded, approved, and tested and interoperable. So customers who are interested in Pro AV and don't want to be locked into a single vendor now have a choice that they can choose products from multiple vendors. Multiple vendors drives costs down. It also drives innovation. So in the IPMX space, there's many, many things happening. Matrox, I'm proud to say, is one of the leaders in innovating. You should come to our booth. We have some very exciting new technology based on IPMX that's coming out. IPMX is a very open and broad standard and leaves the door open for lots and lots of innovation.
Yeah, that's great stuff. I think it's also amazing to have that, having the open approach to standards and kind of all kind of ecosystems is really important when you have that so much convergence going on, right? Because by its very nature, convergence is multiple things coming together. If everyone's locked in one place, it's never going to go well, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Adding a small note about the certification event.
Yep.
Right now you can witness in the Ames booth, 5K 880.
Nicely.
All the vendors that were there in this event, interoperable, working together, on display. So that's a real thing.
Fantastic. No, that's great to hear. And Lorne, I know 2025 obviously marked the 50th anniversary of Matrox.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good, you've got the
t-shirts there.
Good.
How has the company evolved over the years, and how does this milestone connect to the innovation and the customer relationships that you're highlighting here at ISE?
I'm personally sort of a computer geek.
Yeah.
Since I'm a kid, I've loved fooling around with electronics. Matrox has a long history, 50 years. Many people may remember us, may have known us from when we were big in the graphics business. We were making graphic cards for the gaming industry, for PCs and all that. We had a lot of success with that. But now to keep going over 50 years, we've had to reinvent ourselves multiple times. As a science geek, I love that. Continuously, we're learning to do new things. And now with this initiative with IPMX and Pro AV, I think you're going to see that Matrox is going to be emerging as one of the key leaders of this new technology. We're very excited about some of the innovations we're bringing to the market with IPMX.
Yeah, good stuff.
If I may, right?
Yeah, sure.
I think this is one of Matrox's strength, right? We've evolved a lot throughout those 50 years. We face few challenges, and we really have the ability to reinvent ourselves, right? We also have the ability to influence the industry, right? Lorne was mentioning the 2110 effort in the broadcast. Now IPMX in the Pro AV, where we're writing the specs, we're writing the actual test plan. We're here promoting the actual technology. So we're there and we're seeing it happening. So we're really in a problem-solving mindset, and at Matrox, it starts from the top. Our CEO, Lorne Trottier, which is really inspiring to the whole company and get us going.
Oh, and
he's earning some brownie points there by
there
saying
you
that.
go.
And he's on camera as well.
Absolutely, yeah. And I appreciate you taking us through a little bit of that origin of where Matrox came from, from graphic cards to the reinvention of yourselves. And I think that's really what's helping to keep you at the forefront of this technology. And as you were doing right now and celebrating your 50th anniversary in the industry and taking that time to reflect, right? And look at where you come, and now we're going to be looking at what's next for Matrox. So can you just tell us a little bit about what the industry can expect from Matrox in the next coming years, and how does this anniversary really set the tone for you and what's next for Matrox?
Well, I mean, with our IPMX initiative, and I would call it's really when those who take the time to take a look at what we're doing, we have a tidal wave of innovation happening. I think we're going to become one of the dominant players in this Pro AV space. I'm really excited about what we've done with our talented team of engineers. We've come up with many innovations, and keep an eye.
Yes. Oh, absolutely.
On display in our booth, 5E 390.
Yes, good. We were going to ask you. Good job.
He's got the human booth catalog.
Where to tell you one of the key products we have there, which is a very exciting product. Yeah.
Well, so we have on display what we call our Mavi infrastructure, which is, the basis for all of our next wave of technology, as Lorne was saying. So, we're designing all of our new modules in the mindset where they're going to be reused, right? So we're able to make great advancements in terms of video quality, latency, and locking capabilities, but we're going to reuse those to make a whole line of product, and this can be seen in our booth at ISE.
So one of the key products we're showing here, which is started to reach a certain level of maturity, is our DVW product, distributed video wall product. We can build massive video walls with up to 64 displays that are modular. So it's a little nook that we've customized with our software, and each one can drive 4 screens, and you can stack 16 of them. You get up to 64 displays with all kinds of video information being displayed, whether it be KVM screens, cameras, VDI, RDP sessions, virtually any kind of video, web pages can all be displayed on this video wall, which is very scalable and modular. And it's innovative. Nobody else has something quite like that.
Amazing. I mean, I can see that you have the passion. You really are a computer geek. You almost sort of drifted off there while you're just explaining this. You know, sort of like imagining it all. It's
come back.
Yeah,
Be back.
Will you be on the booth if we stop by? Can we come and speak to you?
I'm a geek almost by birth, so I love talking about this stuff.
Oh,
anyway,
well,
thank you.
wonderful. Well, yes, keep bringing the innovations here to ISE and to AVIXA TV. We can't thank you enough, and congratulations on your 50th anniversary.
Yeah.
Really appreciate you spending time with us.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. It was a pleasure.
So now it's time to throw it over to our virtual studio and meet today's host, AVIXA's very own Danilda Martinez. How are you doing over there, Danilda? And how's your first time here on the green screen there?
Thanks, Ben and Sam. I am happy to be working with you today, and it's wonderful to be here. But I'm even more excited about introducing our first guest, our wonderful colleague, Joseph Valerio. He's a program director of industry engagement for the AVIXA Foundation, and he's joining us to talk about the work that he's doing to develop the workforce in AV, and that's happening right here. So, Joseph, why don't you give us a little bit about what it is that you are doing to help develop the workforce and the mission of your foundation?
So if those that don't know, AVIXA has a charitable nonprofit called the AVIXA Foundation. And its real purpose is to be out in the world making the industry more visible to people who haven't heard of it before. So our main goal really has 3 key parts. One is to help people understand that this is a viable career, and we do that by going into communities and hosting great events like at ISE, and really regionally all over the world hosting activations so people can see themselves in our business. And then once they get curious, that sort of second key part of our mission comes in, which is building sustainable career pathways through really deep partnerships with technical colleges and nonprofit community groups that are preparing people for that workforce. So we'll get them curious, that we give them that skills training. We offer scholarships for them to achieve that educational dream that they might have, join themselves in our business. And then the third part really is the innovation behind our business. So we have an impact fund called the Brad Souza Impact Fund, where we really strive to build innovative ways to use digital transformation to help communities.
I can see the trajectory and the thought process, the intentionality behind the way you're laying it out, setting up a community, setting up events, and also bringing in the education arm is really strong. So tell me, speaking of events here at ISE 2026, we are at ISE, and so what are you doing to bring that vision to life here?
We are really leaning into the Fast Forward Friday concept at ISE.
Fast Forward
It's all about, innovation, incubation, and activation for the future. And the way we do that through the AVIXA Foundation is we partner with universities and technical schools all over Spain and Europe, and we bring them to the show so they can see that wow factor and meet employers while they're here. We're returning, we're very proud to say, with a 3rd or 4th annual job matching program that we do. So they kind of do speed dating with employers looking to hire, and so we're building those pathways directly through the show.
So speed dating with employers?
Yeah,
I love that.
A little tense.
That's really nice.
But we have had some great success with people being hired here.
Oh, that's a lot of fun.
Absolutely.
And so what about beyond ISE? Was there anything else that you want to highlight here at ISE?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah,
I mean, we're here in the AVIXA studio. We're also going to do a new open house here this year, where the future of our business can actually play and see what this technology does for the rest of the world.
Phenomenal. So you heard it. Okay, this is great. When we're here, we're all concentrated. Everyone's here giving their best, showing their stuff. That's what ISE is about. That's what AVIXA is about, the tech, the knowledge, the sharing. Finally, we go home. What do we do to bring this vision to life afterwards?
As I said, the AVIXA Foundation operates globally.
Okay.
And so we want those in our community to let us know if they know a great school in their backyard or a nonprofit community group that we could partner with to help bring more people into the industry. We also, as I said, have scholarships and grants that go out to help people with that digital transformation. So let us know if there are people and share that information out so that we can help them as well. And I would say the third thing is, we can't do this work around the world without resources, and a lot of that comes through donation. And so we always putting a call out to both individuals who can donate to the foundation on their own, but also companies. There's a lot of companies out in the AV world who they might have donor matching through their company.
Okay.
So if you've got a program at your company and they will match your donation to a great group, why not put that into the future of our business?
I think that's a great way to help companies really find their own mission within the foundation, especially when companies have a heart to help a certain demographic or a certain community. So thank you so much for sharing and for being here with us today. This has been a wonderful conversation. I heard you say that we are global, we are helping educate, we are helping bring knowledge, bring people together, and then support through philanthropic efforts, because after all, it is an NGO, right?
Yeah.
That's
all the idea of really opening doors so that people can see themselves here.
Thank you, Joseph. It's wonderful having you.
Thank you for having me.
Fantastic. So we're going to continue with some more behind-the-scenes insights, this time in the Frankfurt Airport, where Mark Metzger is going to introduce us to some unique fire safety features. Take it away, Mark.
These LED boards inside Frankfurt's airport are large and impressive, but it's actually a tiny piece of technology that's the real story here, and it's hidden behind these panels on the back side.
A couple of years ago, with our integration partner Ben Hur, we had to make a solution for the customer, and then we think about it, how we can protect the product better and also the customer better, and get all the regulation done when it's come to fire protection. For us, it's important to use the right materials where we can have got a high protective thing where we add our solution, so when it comes to the fire, that we have a solution that the fire can be extinguished as quick as possible and nobody see the implementation.
We have found the smallest fire extinguisher in the world. So this was basically our idea. It is available in different sizes, and we wanted to implement this one into the LED cabinet itself. The extinguisher agent is liquid at just normal temperatures and became gaseous at a temperature of about 45 degrees Celsius. If there's a fire and the temperature rises up, then at some point it activates. And if it is gaseous, then it will displaces the oxygen. And for displays, there are also bigger devices. We also have the Amphe. I also brought one example of this one with me as well. So basically, we have the same extinguishing agent inside. So same concept as with the e-bulb, just it's larger. So this is also available in other sizes as well.
There are many benefits at the end, like you are installing a normal LED screen, right? So I think that's the main reason why the customer is so happy here, because he has got a nice solution and nobody is really realizing it. But the product at itself has also the high standard. So this is something why we are not really installing it in each product. So when we are doing it, we are looking with our customer, but also the product we are choosing have got quite good quality.
Thank you very much indeed. Incredible job by Mark, as always. Mini fire extinguishers to stop LED walls when they catch on fire.
I think you can never have enough.
No, something of the future, like
Yes.
we were looking at in our cold open.
There you go.
Amazing. Our next guests are from VITEC. So we have Richard Neville and Mark Slinger. A very warm welcome to you both. Thank you for being here.
So much.
We have a different person.
We have Nicholas. Nicholas, welcome. You've been a last-minute replacement. So thank you. Well, thank you very much indeed for joining us. So we want to jump straight into some acquisition news. VITEC, you actually acquired Datapath around 2.5 years ago, but the formal announcement and the start of the integration of the two businesses is really just happening now. What were the strategic goals behind that decision as it pertains to customer service and success?
Yeah, so I suppose there's kind of multiple there.
first we wanted to obviously take the time to really understand both businesses. We don't want to affect existing customer service. We do a lot of work with customers who work in critical infrastructure, for example. They demand 24/7 stability, so you don't want to affect anything there. So we've been working a lot to kind of align our systems and processes together to make sure that we can kind of really unlock the full advantage of the acquisition. And just before I let Nicholas speak, I'd also say it's also about kind of the long-term customer success as well, not just about kind of individual customer support. So we want to be able to unlock everything from kind of improved customer support to kind of faster delivery to kind of more innovation as well across the organization.
Yeah, also why now? It's because VITEC has the long history is selling solutions, building a complete solution for encoder, decoder, management and everything, where Datapath is moving to selling solution with Atria in control room, but they are new in this kind of way of selling. And this is where VITEC can help really the customer of Datapath to build this solution. And this is thanks to VITEC worldwide presence that we can help Datapath. And that's a good period because they have the solution now, so now we can expand and serve better the customer.
Excellent.
Wonderful. Yeah, it sounds like it's really going to be truly beneficial to your customers and the ones that you're bringing on board. And, whenever there's an acquisition, I think everyone's naturally wondering, okay, so what changes are going to happen? Like, what's going to stay the same? And with VITEC and Datapath, I know both have a proud history of strong customer service and support. So we know that that's not changing. It's going to get even better. So what can customers on both sides expect going forward from this acquisition?
So VITEC has a long history of acquisition. So we know, and every time we acquire the company, it's to make better together. So it's the fear is human. So people can fear, okay, what will happen? But now with our Datapath colleague, we are one family, so we are working really together. So for our customer, what is better together, we are bringing even more technology. So before VITEC, we know FPGA, we know encoder, decoder, IPTV. From Datapath, they bring new technology, that GPU, this kind of command control system, multi-screen management. So the combination of both, this is where we have a bigger portfolio now, so we can answer any question from our customer.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, just to add to that, just the larger technical organization as a whole as well. When you look at the larger customer support organizations, so globally, we're kind of bigger footprint-wise as well now, so we can access people more. We can kind of deliver more 24/7 as well.
It's going to definitely be beneficial for them, for sure.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, you mentioned it briefly there already, but how specifically do you think that because VITEC's expertise are on the IP video side of things, and obviously, Datapath have successes in other areas. How do those two things, do you think, play together in the future for Datapath's customers?
So what we see, it's the internal world of control room is more on a managed network, while for VITEC, we are working on the IP, so using the normal internet stream and everything. And the two worlds are based on video. So the goal, it's how we communicate. And from Datapath, they have the need from one control room to go to send the signal to your smartphone. But here you need to go through the 5G and everything. And this is where VITEC can help.
Yeah.
So again, it's a combination of both technology. And because VITEC is working on critical environment, we can secure the stream, we can compress in low bitrate, high bitrate, low latency. While in Datapath, they are working on critical environment for industrial environment, military. So both worlds match together, and now you have your video personally everywhere, every time. So our customer expects the same thing. So we are bringing this solution.
Yeah, so our customers will kind of benefit from that combined piece, as you say, whether or not that's kind of us bringing a KVM type environment into a VITEC traditional type customer, or whether or not it's kind of adding that IPTV video workflow into the Datapath side. We see a lot of customer environments where there's actually a real need to kind of expand what we sell into there to deliver more value to an end customer. So actually bringing those together is only going to be a benefit to our customers.
Fantastic. I was just wondering, have you gotten any customer feedback? Like, what have you been hearing so far?
A lot of good feedback from the show today. We have the two booths side by side. So we are
Great.
working on the integration for next year in terms of booths. But really now when a customer goes on DataPath booth, come to VITEC booth, and they really see the benefit of having the two technology.
Absolutely. Only this morning we've been having meetings with kind of common customers across either side, so it's been really good.
Fabulous.
Excellent.
And this is absolutely the show to get that, engagement and that feedback. So we're really happy to hear that is happening.
Definitely.
So and now that you've brought, DataPath customers are becoming part of the VITEC family, and I hope they're just as excited as I was to hear about the acquisition. What good news does this bring for DataPath customers and when you're welcoming them into the field and into the family?
So I think for the customer, DataPath customer, the biggest news, it's now we have bigger team to support them. So VITEC has a global presence, so everywhere in the world, from America, Europe, Middle East, APAC. So really we can support DataPath customer because we are bigger. So now we have more than 500 people worldwide in VITEC. So it's a bigger structure to support our customer. And one big thing that DataPath cannot do before is a 24/7 support.
Oh.
So today with VITEC, DataPath customer will benefit for our 24/7 support, which is a big gain in terms of our critical environment. So this is something that DataPath customer will benefit this year from this integration.
Absolutely. Yeah, and I think with the speed that everything moves these days, 24-hour support is really, it's really crucial. So I'm sure they will be very grateful for that.
In global organizations, different countries, different working weeks in different countries, sometimes that sort of thing as well. So it's kind of really critical.
Good stuff. So when you think about where AV systems are headed over the next few years, and how you think that combines with the VITEC and the DataPath story, what position does that have that's kind of next for customers as we move forward?
Yeah. So there's an awful, as we were kind of talking maybe on the previous set as well, there's a lot going on in kind of the industry at the moment as well. We see an explosion of kind of data sources coming into the environments, IP everywhere, different types of standards. We've obviously been talking a little bit about earlier. People want to collaborate all the time, so whether or not that's within the same building or whether or not that's kind of externally over the internet to kind of different places. We can see an awful lot of different trends there. And so for us, we kind of really see this as an opportunity for kind of bringing those two sets of products together and actually being able to offer kind of a full end-to-end solution from a single vendor effectively to our end customers. So whether or not that's, as Nicola said, from an encoding perspective all the way through to the kind of IP video transportation side to an endpoint to the control room side. So kind of the full end-to-end piece.
Yeah, excellent.
Wonderful.
Yeah, well, we thank you so much indeed for taking some time to join us. And I think we've all had a better time without Richard here. I think je te préfère, I think. We'll leave it there. But maybe next time. Maybe next time. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much. Now it's time to go back to Danilda on the virtual studio. Take it away, Danilda.
Thanks, Ben and Sam. And with me now is AVIXA veteran, Holger Wiesenberg, to talk about something we all need to know, which is how to troubleshoot network AV. Thanks for being here, Ben.
Thanks to have me back.
Yeah, I know you're a good friend of ours, and you're always on AVIXA TV, and you're one of our trusted instructors. And so, what are some tips for staying in line with
So if we have a look at troubleshooting in general, it's a bit like not just network AV, troubleshooting in general. It should be just systematic and logical, because a lot of cases it's like, oh, it's broken. Let's just do stuff. Or
like if I forget to turn it on and off again, kind of broken?
Can also be. We have to go through all the layers, and that would be layer 8. The person sitting in front of the application.
Okay.
So that can be one problem here as well, yeah.
I clearly have a little bit to learn, so how about this? I'll be your student, and why don't you walk me through troubleshooting network videos?
Fine for me.
Okay.
Yeah. So if we want to go for some guidelines, it's really defining what could be the problem. And as we say, it can be that it is not a problem.
Guilty.
So it can be there's no electricity, something is plugged wrong. So the typical things, and we don't know yet. So it's about let's see what should the system do in the end. Because maybe it's not a mistake, maybe you just have the wrong expectations, what it should do. That can also be. Then it's about, let's establish something like a working theory. So what is a case that should work? And now we know already what it should do, and then see what does it not do. Because then it can be that we can have a list of problems. It can be one problem, it can be no problem. It can be something where we say, okay, it's somewhere on this side of the chain, like in the input side or the output side, because then it might be something where we say, hey, we don't go through it, even if it's systematically, just from one side to another, because if I know it is in the end, why should I start here? So it can be divide and conquer, so to speak.
So you're like triage, right? You're setting up basically where the bleed is first and stopping the bleed, right?
Structuring it, trying to go over the list and be systematic, because the worst case, for me personally, I've been in integration for over 10 years. You come there and it just works again, because everyone did something, but no one knew what they did. And that is something what I teach my students in CTS classes, in NAFS classes, AV for IT classes, also the Dante classes, is if you have problem with troubleshooting, document it and do it step by step, one at a time, because then you have your hypothesis and can work it through.
That sounds very logical.
Yeah,
and you want to do that when your audio is coming through as in ones and zeros. You know?
I definitely want to, yes. And even me with my ADHD, I could be chaotic and stuff like that, but in this case, it's really trying to force yourself to go through a logical structure, because it will help you afterwards. Because 10 people standing around a stage box or a video encoder, and it just works again, you won't sleep at night, because you don't know, will it stop working again? What was it? And I hate that feeling, and that's why structure is very important here.
That is the feeling that all of us AV professionals absolutely hate. I agree with you 100%. So there's troubleshooting and there's being able to pinpoint the problem, which you have nicely laid out for us in your points over here. And I wonder, what can we do to avoid some pitfalls? What are some pro tips that you can give our community?
Okay, so for starting off, especially if you use any AV over IP, I used, in this case, the example of Dante, because that is something I know quite well for a long time now. One thing is connectivity, because we want to check out, is there any kind of connection? Are the IP addresses working? Stuff like that, like the IP and IT background. Then discovery. If I open Dante controller, do I see anything? Clocking, because we need synchronization, no matter if it's video or audio. So if it's not in sync, it will be just muting.
That's a tough one to troubleshoot.
It is a tough one to troubleshoot, yes, because sometimes you really have to go into the bowel of the system to figure that out with Wireshark, PTP track count, stuff like that. So in this case, it is something where you can check, and there are some symptoms that look similar, but that is the third step. The last step would be, okay, can I do a subscription? So, and does it work afterwards? And if you want to build that, it's a bit about like the biggest thing I would recommend is really get training. Because a lot of people do Dante for a long time, but they don't have network training. And that works for small systems.
So it's a different skill set.
Yes,
you can't just assume that you can jump without some level of formal training.
I'm Tonmeister, so a master of sound engineering. But I do a lot of network tech for 15 years now. And without this skill set, I would not stand here tonight. Because if I would just have stayed in my audio bubble, I would not be able to troubleshoot and build the massive systems I did over the last years because of the network knowledge I have. And this is something I recommend. Go and take a CTS. Go and take the networked AV systems courses. In Germany, we're actually rewriting it right now to build a more current one. And also the Dante courses help a lot, because you have everything like there. You have to see, are any lights on? The typical troubleshooting, layer one.
This is just such phenomenal, such helpful information, and you're a wealth of knowledge. I wish I had a whole show to talk to you about networked AV, and I can't believe those words actually just came out of my mouth. But it's true. Sadly, this is all the time we have for our segment, and I'm so thankful that you shared some of your time. And so I just want to say thank you one more time.
My pleasure.
And last single quick round thought for us. What's the best way to get started?
So the best way to get started at this show is coming tomorrow to our booth 3L900, because there you will have a troubleshooting 1-hour course in our Dante Theater. And then you can go on with the Dante certifications, going the CTS, going the NAVs, try to get the knowledge and get your hands dirty.
Beautiful. Thank you, Holger. Next up, we chatted with Tom from ISE to talk about all the things happening at ISE this year. Take it away, Tom.
Well, on the eve of Integrated Systems Europe 2026 opening, we've got Tom Barker-Harrell joining us to preview some of the exciting events happening around the show. Tom, first and foremost, how are you feeling? Show's about to begin. How's it going?
Hi, Mark. Yeah, we're doing great. We're feeling good. It's all coming together. It's going to be a great show, the biggest one ever. Almost time.
That's wild. Yeah, it's just the way the show continues to grow. I know we'll talk about that here in a second. But before we do that, first, what are some of the things that show floor attendees can look forward to at this year's edition of ISE?
Oh my gosh, there's so much to see, so much to do. It wouldn't be ISE if there wasn't something new, right? Let's talk about the content program, I guess. We're really excited to introduce the megatrends this year. And with 101,000 square meters of trade show floor, we wanted content that people could dip in and out of during the show. It's more accessible, it's easier for them. They can get straight back into their meetings and doing business. So that's a new addition that we're really excited about. On top of that, the new CC2 audio listening room. So we've got the listening suites there for residential audio. It actually expands the total audio offering because the audio demo rooms in CC8, in the Hall 8, have been really great for a number of years. They've been incredibly popular, very, very busy. And we wanted to do something for residential audio as well because we have brands here at the show that are covering off both. So please, we encourage people to get down to CC2 and to listen to that. It takes us to over 30 audio experiences with the outdoor audio demos as well. So there's just so much to listen to. On top of that, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday night, we've got over 600 drones flying in the sky over South Access. People need to get outside for about 6:30 so they can catch that. And get to Hall 8.1 because we've launched Spark this year. And Spark is specifically for the creative industries. There's this growing community of end users coming to ISE. We want something specifically for them. It's a new event format. There's content programming, keynotes, demonstrations, technology showcases, so much to see. Powered by Samsung this year. Really excited for that too.
That's great. I mean, there is so much to do, obviously, on the show floor, but then you also have things around town. Like, obviously, we've been doing the projection mapping at Casa Batlló for a while now. You mentioned the drone show. There are other things happening around town for ISE as well. What are some of those events?
I mean, it's ISE, so everything's bigger, brighter, better, right? So the tech tour program that we run through Barcelona, it's the biggest one we've ever done. So get online. People should be taking a look at what's happening there and booking their spaces. It's limited. It's filling up fast. And on top of that, we have the EdTech Congress this year taking place at Montjuic. So this is something where we're always looking to expand and offer more to the visitors and to the exhibitors at ISE. And the EdTech Congress is a new partnership we're doing, and people can look forward to that in 27 and beyond as well.
Well, it is incredible to think just about the growth of the show and the continued growth that we're seeing here. Expansion plans, all of that. So, Tom, thank you for stopping by, letting us know about some of the things that are exciting, and have a great show this year. Hope it goes well.
Thanks, Mark. Let's go.
All right. Back to you guys.
Well, what a great look at all the things happening this week at ISE. Great job there from Mark, as always. Now it's time to welcome back an old friend. Old is a bit unfair. I think he's quite young myself. And studio partner. It's Sam Sabet of Shure. Thank you so much for joining us. How's it going?
Yes. My pleasure to be here. Thank you, guys. It's good to see you again. And old, bald, but old.
I know.
Okay, fair.
We need to have a meeting after this.
I
And talk
know.
about
No.
Yes.
I take offense.
So unfair. Anyway, let's jump straight in. I know that Shure are announcing some pretty exciting innovations at ISE this year. But before we get to that, just to sort of tease our listeners a little bit, and our viewers, of course, let's talk about AI, because everyone's talking about it. You can't possibly move without those conversations happening. And it's having a big impact on the industry and also on the workplace. How is Shure approaching AI at the moment?
Well, thank you for the question. First of all, I appreciate you bringing AI up because I don't think I've reached my quota today on using that word.
Okay, you'll get there.
But I get it, right? Everybody wants to know simply because AI is really the defining technology in our time now. I mean, you can't go anywhere without talking about it, and the potential of what it can do for us is just amazing. And at Shure, we're embracing that potential fully. And I have to admit, we've invested heavily over the last couple of years in our AI technologies. We've always been using a certain level of AI to do what you would imagine an audio company does, right? Is that we want audio to be able to be clean, pristine. We want to amplify the sounds that you want to your speech in a conference room, for example. And we want to eliminate the distractions and the background noise. And so we use AI to do all that. So it's available in a lot of our products. But we've also now invested in AI on the video side. So we've built a team from the ground up that's got expertise in audio and video, and invested heavily on the AI technology for that as well. Basically allowing meeting equity, both audio and video together. And then finally, we're no strangers to wanting to use AI to improve our own internal efficiencies. So behind the scenes, all of our teams are experimenting with different AI tools and how it can make us more productive so we can have faster innovations to our customers. That includes testing, that includes things like development itself, and even customer support. We're using AI tools now to improve our customer support responsiveness. So it's been great, and I do think the sky's the limit, and we're definitely on board.
Yeah. Is it difficult though to, sort of from a marketing perspective, like getting that message across? You said that Shure have been using AI for a long time, and I'm sure that's certainly the case. But because it's so popular now, people are talking about it everywhere, and people who never used AI before are now just kind of like throwing it in there. It's a bit of a sort of AI washing thing. In order, you sort of said earlier about cutting through the noise from a practical perspective, but really kind of from the marketing side of things, is it hard to sort of make people realize that you're not part of that gimmick? You're actually, it's been there for a long time, but that conversation needs to happen now.
It's funny you mentioned that, because one of my colleagues in the opening speech of the show was telling everybody else, I would like you to walk around the entire show floor, and if you see one booth that doesn't have the word AI, I owe you a beer, right? It is, I mean, I understand the temptation here. You want to remain relevant, you want to be part of the conversation, but you're right, there's a lot of noise and fluff sometimes. And the proof's in the pudding, right? In our case, it's you stand behind the technology, and you just got to show how much of an improvement it makes in the customer experience. And that's what we're all about, and we have demos in our booth to show that and have people live through the experience. So it's not just a word that we attach to anything.
Yeah, building on the amazing reputation Shure already have, I'm sure.
Yeah, and that's one of the reasons why we love coming to ISE, right? You can have those conversations and hear how organizations are implementing AI into their organizations, and hearing about budget constraints and how people are dealing with that, but still getting the solutions into their organizations that they want to stay competitive. So as those budgets are getting tighter, we also understand customers' expectations of high-quality hybrid environments are not getting small. They're expanding and truly growing. So why is it important for companies to really focus on getting the right technology as opposed to just looking for the least expensive technology to put into their environments?
That's a fair question, and I really do understand the pressure these days on budget constraints, and in theory, AI is also a promise to get us to be more efficient and effective there as well. But I will say one thing, it's no different than any other investment we make in technology, in that cost of ownership is very important, right? You may choose to find the least expensive or the most cost-effective or the cheapest solution today. But you have to look at this as a long-term investment, especially AV assets and audio assets in particular, or collaboration, as you mentioned. Hybrid is here to stay. We know that now. That's not changing. We've been saying that for a few years. I actually don't like to use the hybrid anymore. It's really just the norm today, right? This is the way we do business.
Yeah.
And so if you know that, and you know that your needs are going to only extend and expand over the next few years, then investing in a short-term solution just because it is a cheaper upfront investment is probably something that's going to backfire long-term. So when you look at investments in AV, you should really be looking at reliability, quality, performance, and longevity. From a reliability and quality perspective, subpar technologies will only increase frustration and lower productivity of your customers and your end users. So whereas it might seem cheap to install it, you're paying the back-end cost of loss of productivity, frustration from your customers, extra maintenance costs and support. So you should really look at the full-blown cost, the cost of ownership of your technology. The second part I'll add to that is when you invest in a reputable, high-quality, reliable product, what you're doing is really investing on a platform that will grow with you over time. So in general, with Shure products, what we try to aim for is that you don't just buy it because of a customer needs today. You really buy a platform that is future-proof, that as AI comes into the picture in the future, we'll be able to support that extra demand on the peripherals or on the devices and resources. And so it will pay dividends over the next few years. So put that all together and you're like, well, maybe it's not the best idea to invest in the most cheapest solution for today, even though it might seem like a very tempting option, right?
Yeah, it's just going to cost you more later on.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So,
buy cheap, buy twice.
Yeah.
kind of
Exactly.
thing. Yeah. I mean, it must
Invest
be difficult in some ways, because if you're saying about looking at a company's history of innovation, I think is a really good way to look at it, and Shure have that history. Yet they also have some of these amazing products that have stood the test of time and kind of haven't changed, like the SM58, for example. Like that's just like just like rock solid. So it must be an interesting one to try and balance that out. I want to jump to talking a little bit about the communication side of things. So, because at the end of the day, audio and video is about communicating, right? So, what is Shure doing to make sure that human connection is stronger?
Yeah. So, we've talked a little bit early on about AI and how we're investing across the board to create that meeting equity. I mean, at the end of the day, this communication is really all about connecting people and being able to collaborate in real time. More importantly, it's got to be a seamless and frictionless experience, right? So when you think about us working together in this new mode of working, which is the hybrid mode, right? You really want to be able to collaborate with those far-end users as if they were in the room with you, right? You want the people across the pond, if you will, to be able to be part of the meeting, to be able to see everyone in the meeting, their reactions, the context, to be part of the side conversations if necessary. That's all collaboration and innovation is about. It's just a normal, hassle-free interaction with people. And so that's really where we have focused our efforts, whether it's video collaboration, audio, all of our partnerships with our UC friends at AVIXA as well, right? And we try to make sure that everybody gets the chance to contribute and collaborate seamlessly. And part of doing that is ensuring that the technology itself doesn't become a hindrance. More importantly, the technology really shouldn't be in the forefront. It should kind of blend in the background and allow people to naturally collaborate together.
Absolutely. And Sam, I'm so sorry, we're running out of time. We could sit here and talk to you for a long, long time. But I know you're going to be showcasing a lot of key innovations at your booth. So could you please let everybody know where they can find you? And if you can really sneak in some of those key innovations,
absolutely.
that'd be great.
So we're at 3M 300. Please pass by the booth. We also have an innovation lab on the second floor where we're showcasing sneak peeks at new technologies and innovations that haven't made it to the market yet, but you can get a glance at them and know what's coming over the next year. I will say that we have a lot of new innovations in our pro audio and wireless technologies. As a matter of fact, we're using some of it today, I hear, right?
We are indeed.
It's working great.
Yeah, and I'm glad I got the feedback from your sound engineers that it's doing really well.
Yeah, it is.
Our IntelliMix Pro bar is showcasing, and that's one of our biggest innovations and introductions to the market today. It's a one-of-a-kind collaboration all-in-one that includes our latest AI audio, our latest AI video technology, just a patented, amazing product. Please pass by the booth and get a real experience and demo of it. You won't be disappointed.
Definitely. Well, Sam, we always enjoy having you on the show. I know we'll be catching up soon, and we'll definitely stop by the booth. And thank you for all this fantastic equipment. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
So thank you, and enjoy the rest of ISE.
Thank you so much.
We'll make sure that the auto cue is kinder on you next time as
Yes,
well. We'll have that meeting. Don't worry.
I just pretended I couldn't hear them, and it was like, oh, we're going to keep this going a little longer. Wonderful. Thanks again. All right, Danilda, you've been on a roll. Why don't we go ahead and check out what you've got coming up next on the virtual studio?
Thank you, Sam and Ben. I am thrilled to be joined here by my good friend, Marilai. She is the managing director of AVIXA Group. I made sure to not get that wrong, my friend. And she's also on the board of directors of the GPA. And today we're going to talk about sustainability in the AV industry. It's a pleasure to have you. Thank you so much. I know that we have been having this discussion ongoing here at ISE, and it's wonderful to have you once more. So as we think about sustainability, can you tell me how we can help manufacturers and implementers start shifting their own thinking towards a more sustainable practice?
Yeah, well, what we see in Europe is that a lot is legislated already, and there's a shift of having to change. And actually, we should think about how do we switch from having to change to wanting to change. So actually, we are actively contributing as an industry to an enormous amount of e-waste, CO2 emissions, electricity use, all of that. So we really need to rethink our business models and start to transform into wanting to change in order to have a better and sustainable world and business in the future.
That's so important to be able. I love how you started that. Shifting the conversation from thinking to wanting to, because that's from mind to heart. And I think this is a very passionate industry about what we do and how we also impact the world to create more experiences.
Exactly.
So while we're here at ISE, having that heart behind what you do is phenomenal. So what does that look like in practice, like in practicality? What can we do?
We can do a lot, but we should just start by making small changes. We really need to shift the focus, create some more awareness, and then try to make small steps. And every small step you take is one big leap in the future.
Okay.
So yeah, we can just start, and we need to rethink our business model. Our traditional business model, as a system integrator, we're really happy if our end client wants to renew their new installation every 3 to 5 years because we make a lot of money out of it. But we really need to rethink our business model because that's totally not sustainable. So we need to think about circularity, ownership, and way of making things more sustainable.
And speaking of circularity, what are some ways that we can plan that into a design or plan it into our next project? If I were to say, hey, I'm an AV integrator, I want to become a little bit more involved in sustainability. How can I do maybe just 2 things in my new design?
In new design, so we really need to cooperate in the complete supply chain. So it's not just us wanting to change. We need to make sure that the full supply chain is changing. And if you're a little bit into terminology in sustainability, you speak about scope 1, 2, 3. Scope 1 and 2 is the one you have direct influence on. So that's something that's quite easy to change, actually. But then there's scope 3, and most CO2 is emitted in scope 3, which is the one further up or down in the supply chain, and you don't have direct influence. But when you start bringing people together, you can actually make a difference there. So that's exactly what we did in our company as well. We've developed a CO2 neutral meeting room solution, working together in the full supply chain.
I love that order, and even though I would say if I were an integrator, even though I may not be able to affect phase 3, maybe I can select manufacturers that are already being more forward thinking about that.
Yes, definitely, and there are a lot of manufacturers who are already very active in this. We've been cooperating with them a lot already, and we're challenging each other because that's nice. If you find someone with the right DNA, which matches our DNA in sustainable thinking, then you can actually challenge each other and make it better every step you go.
And that goes back to the heart and the mission of sustainability. It should be a collaborative effort, which I know you do really well across all regions of the globe. I had the pleasure of talking to you earlier today and some of your colleagues from GPA, and it was wonderful. So we are here at ISE in Barcelona, and it is an exciting show. There's so much going on. For folks who want to get involved with you, where can they find your booth?
Our booth is in Hall 2. I think it's 2P700. It's a GPA booth, and we also have a GPA lounge. And on Thursday, we do a lunch and learn there about sustainability as well. So everyone, feel free to join.
That is wonderful. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
So you've given us a lot to think about, and I cannot thank you enough for your time. So now we're going to head back over to the desk with Sam and Ben. Go on.
Thank you, Danilda. Next, we are thrilled to be joined by Simone of AWS, and equally excited to hear about a new partnership between AWS and AVIXA and how we're working together to deliver an on-site and cloud-driven show experience. Simone, welcome.
Thank you for joining.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, no, it's an absolute pleasure.
Yes.
How's the show going for you so far? First
Great.
day?
It's great. I mean, very busy first day, as always. That's the beauty of a trade show. You have the opportunity to, meet people in person and deliver your speech in person.
Good. How many steps are you at? You're getting up there?
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay, you're good. We'll check later. We'll check after the show.
Yeah, we'll do a little competition.
Compare.
Yeah, exactly. So we're here at ISE in Barcelona, and AVIXA TV is delivering, as I said, a hybrid show experience. That's one that blends on-site production with cloud workflows, thanks to our booth partnership with AWS. Can you share a little bit about how that collaboration works behind the scenes, and also what AWS is enabling from a production standpoint?
Absolutely. We are basically enabling a couple of things. The first is we are doing a live translation using AI capabilities in 2 different languages, German and Spanish. So as we are speaking in English, some user might watch the same show in German or Spanish. Italian, if I start speaking my own language, that's
yeah, you
AI.
can just do that yourself.
Please do.
And the second one, as you said, is the concept of live cloud production, which is basically the evolution, if you want, of running a show, cutting a show, not having on-prem hardware, except cameras and mics, and having all the infrastructure running into the cloud with a lot of benefit associated to it. So during the morning show, we have an operator in Ottawa cutting the show just remotely, like he was sitting here with us.
Fantastic.
We love that flexibility, and maybe that's how I'm going to learn a different language, is if I rewatch this in that different language.
Yeah.
I'll come back with
German or
even more.
Spanish? Which one are you going to do?
I know a little 1, 2, 3. You'd be surprised.
Okay, good.
Okay. I shocked him with that one. Wonderful. And as you were talking about, live production had traditionally been on-prem and very hardware and location dependent. And if you could just share with us a little bit about why the hybrid model is so important for AV and broadcast teams, just not from flexibility and a scale standpoint, but also from a sustainability perspective. And how does AWS help to support that balance between all of those?
So first off, in terms of remote collaboration, of course, is something that it was feasible even before with remote infrastructure. So imagine you have your OB-WAN or your camera sent on the location of the event to produce, and then you have remote operators no longer traveling with equipment. But it's something that is actually achievable even without the cloud in the middle. It's just a remote connection. Once you start to use the cloud as your main infrastructure, the amount of physical piece you need to deliver is really just cameras and mics, nothing more. All the streams are sent up into the cloud, and in terms of agility, what you can achieve is that you can adapt the size of the infrastructure according to the event you need to produce. So for example, today's show is made with 4 cameras and a bunch of graphics and 3D stuff. You can run the exact infrastructure according to the event to produce. The next hour, maybe you need to cut a show with 40 cameras or Formula 1, and you can scale that same exact infrastructure to cover that event. From the operator point of view, sitting remotely, sitting into their house, wherever they are, nothing really changed. It's just about, okay, now I have 4 feeds, now I have 40 feeds, now I have new graphics coming in. So the flexibility, it's really, really incredible. In terms of scalability, this can apply to any tier, not only to tier 1 broadcaster like NBCU, Sky, Warner Media, but to anybody, because the same tool available to these big customers are available even for conferences or trade show or whatever. So what I love to think is that the democratization option is really one of the great benefits, because providing these options, at this point, anybody can take benefit out of it. And to finish with the sustainability aspect, going back to my analogies, for sure, you don't need to send OB trucks, so the carbon footprint emission is no longer part of the equation. You don't need to send people to travel with airplane, hotel, stuff like that. They can work remotely. But having the cloud in the middle means also you're using a facility which is designed to be carbon zero emission. In fact, as AWS, we have a commitment to be zero carbon footprint emission for 2033. We are already basically there, and it's way more efficient than using any on-prem stuff or remote data center.
And I suppose it also, when you eliminate the sort of need for it to be in a physical location, you can expand the kind of the type of people and the people specifically who you can work on these things. If they don't have to travel, you can pick from anyone in the world, right?
Very good good point. Actually, not only you can follow the sun or follow the event, so you can have a team in India operating and then a team in New Zealand following the event to produce, but your talent, your pool of people is actually spread all over the world. So you can take the best out of each individual workload.
Yeah, incredible. So beyond ISE, where are you seeing live cloud-based production making the biggest impact today? Is that corporate communications, events, sports? I mean, I know we spoke a little bit about the ELF, this football league, which is a really interesting case study.
Exciting.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
that's one of my favorite ones because ELF, for those who don't know, is European League of Football, which sounds really weird, but it is what it is. So a bunch of people who thought, you know what, why we don't bring American football in Europe? But they started from nothing. So Europe is a very soccer-centric country, so there is no money for other sports, especially for a newbie sport like this. So their model was, since day one, focused on how can I deliver the best storytelling with the minimal infrastructure needed. And so they are currently running the entire season with 3 cameras connected with 5G backpack encoders, so wireless connection, and cutting all the show from the cloud, running the infrastructure just for the duration of the event to produce, and serving the entire season of a new league that wasn't even possible in terms of return of investment before.
That's incredible.
That's so exciting. Yes, we're very big sports enthusiasts, and
Yeah.
I understand that I have to learn more about this kind of football and not my American kind of football.
That's me. I can help you with soccer.
I know
not
about
more than that.
Pele, right? That he was big. Okay, I'm gonna catch up.
That's a name, yeah.
See, give me some time. Or David Beckham.
Yeah, there you go.
That's one
That's
I
a current
know.
reference.
Okay, I'm gonna, yeah.
Yeah.
I keep track of him. That's okay. So I know we started off our conversation talking about our relationship, AVIXA's and AWS, and some of the collaborations that we have on the horizon. So can you share with us and our audience watching a little bit more about what's to come with that collaboration and that joint venture?
I share you a little secret, which is my personal secret,
Okay.
because all the beauty we just described comes with a price, which is not a dollar cost, but is knowledge. You need to upskill your knowledge because cloud is great, but involve a lot of new technology, new stuff, new things you need to deal with. It's not like following the green BNC cable where your videos is carrying over. So the partnership with AVIXA, in my mind, is perfect because through AVIXA, we can deploy specific training for AVIXA members, for Pro AV enthusiasts or for Pro AV professionals, who can actually learn how to adapt their existing knowledge, upskill their competencies to reach to the level of confidence required to run cloud infrastructure and then unlock all the benefits just described. So we are talking about how to implement that model that can be self-consumed or ad hoc training. That's what I'm looking forward.
Fantastic.
so excited
And you're going to be hanging out here at the AVIXA TV booth pretty much the whole time. If people come by, what can you show them? What can you explain to them? What can you tell them?
I can't offer a good Italian coffee, so that's not my fault. Is it?
Oh, yeah.
But I certainly provide good insight and interesting speech. Yeah. I love to have customers interested to come and discuss, okay, you convinced me, what's next, where we should start? Because for me, talk about these things is easy, but the real benefit starts when you put your head into it, you start playing with those stuff, with the POC or whatever, and then you realize immediately the benefit, and you have no idea how many customers actually are the first promoter once they are sold into this idea after they run some POC.
Yeah, couldn't agree more.
Wonderful. Well, we loved having you here. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoy the rest of ISE, and we're excited for what this collaboration is going to come in and what's next. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Wonderful. So I think Danilda has something else for us again. She's just got it. Come on, Danilda, let's check it out.
Guess what? We are going to the circus with my friend, Simon, who is the technical director for Cirque du Soleil. And I know that while we're here in Europe in ISE, you have some exciting news because you're in a new area, right? Do you want to talk about your new project?
Yeah, we just installed a new show in Berlin. So very close relative to where Cirque does a show everywhere in the world, right?
Congratulations on that. I know that's a big accomplishment. And so you're directly involved. The show is called Alizé, right?
Yes.
And so what are, I mean, it's impressive what you do. It's just phenomenal. It's such an immersive experience in so many ways. It's the circus. But there's a lot that goes into it on the technical side and on the AV side. How do you start? What's the magic behind it?
Yeah, the magic tricks behind all Cirque du Soleil show, right? This one is about magic because we always thought that we were doing magic, but on this one we actually did.
Real magic?
Real magic. I think there's always a starting point to a circus show. You know, on Ka in Las Vegas, there's this big wall that moves in front of the audience and tilts all across. The O show is about a big pool that is tricked.
All the splashing.
Yeah, we have recently opened in Mexico a show that has an aquarium all around the audience in which performer do tricks. And you know, there are those big statesmen that you remember when you see the show, and they also like very often trig the development of the narrative of the show.
Okay.
So in this case, there was not a big architectural feature, but the desire to make people disappear, right? And to do magic and levitation in front of the audience and mix that art of magie nouvelle with the art of the way Cirque du Soleil does it, which is nouveau cirque, like new circus.
What led the conversation about creating that narrative technically? Oh Lord, I need magic for getting this right. But is it driven by the lighting? Is it driven by the sound? Like where you anchor this show as far as AV?
That was my first show doing magic, like actual with proper illusionist that tells you their tricks that you cannot tell anyone afterwards.
You really can't tell us the magic behind this.
And I think what I've learned is like there's no magic if everything doesn't work together like very precisely. So it's not about video projection or lighting or sound. It's everything at the same time with automation and all the magic component that they use.
That networked AV.
And we've been rehearsing so much to be in tune for these things to work together, because if it doesn't, then you see the tricks. Like that's what the magician trained for, and now it's at the scale of a whole team, 30, 40 technician, 40 crew, 40 cast on stage, work all together to make,
the show.
Yeah,
the
magical
story,
tricks,
the show. So your magical tricks are going from the stage, from the circle to the booth, to the setup and everything. And I'm sure you encountered some obstacles, but also some exciting opportunities to try some new things. What are some of those?
Yeah, like there are so many gags in this show that I could spend hours to talk about it. But of course there's one thing, when we tell you, oh, we're gonna make people disappear on stage, you're like, well, you come back the next meeting and you're like, are we still on this crazy idea that we're gonna figure out a way to make people disappear? And then you start going through the process and you find the keys and you speak with the right people and it gets you there, right? So that was a big feat. Multiple time in the show, at some point we are able to make any props or character disappear on stage. That's
This is through the illusion of like digital screens and sound and smoke and mirrors and everything.
Let's call it smoke and mirrors.
I feel like there's an NDA clause in this interview, so I'll take it slow on you.
And there was another very fun ask on this one. They wanted us to do a tornado on stage.
What?
So at some point in the show, quite in the beginning actually, the character starts to feel the winds and they move on stage and boom, we were able, like working with a lot of research and development, to find a way that like a tornado actually form itself on stage, and the character get pulled into the tornado, they fly through it and around.
It sounds phenomenal.
Yes,
I think it's going to be so exciting for those in the region and for those from all over the world that would want to go see Alize in Berlin. Talk to me about maybe a different project, if not this one, because I know this one's lockdown type magic. We don't share those secrets. But what are some of your favorite things to work with as far as production, technology, and innovation?
It's as a technical director, I don't have like a favorite, right? I work with all of them, and then what I like is to make them work all together, right?
Yes.
But I think the two that benefits a lot to work together closely is automation and video projection, because when you get these two, you can tell a very different story if they work together, and you have projection mapping onto moving object.
It sounds like a playground of technical stuff for our audience, because we are the AV community, right?
Yeah, it is. It is. And this show, we have everything. Some say a bit too much.
A bit too much. Well, this is wonderful, and I genuinely could speak about this forever with you because it's so exciting. Thank you for sharing your time. Sadly, we have to go. But I can't wait to go to the circus. So I'm going to go ahead and throw it back to the desk because they are ready for us. So Ben and Sam, we are headed back your way, and I'm going to the circus.
I was just about to say, Danilda, if I'm not here tomorrow, you know where I'm going to be. Okay, thank you so much. I'm just kidding.
I'll try and find him. No, that's all right. You go do your thing.
I'll be here until like Thursday.
I know. Okay. What about Friday?
Yeah, no, we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
I'll hold down.
How can I possibly resist that incredible segment about the circus, and I expect me not to join it?
What would you do at the circus if you could be in the circus?
Juggling?
I could see that.
Yeah, I can do some juggling maybe.
Like
just one ball though.
Just one?
Yeah,
okay, tightrope walk.
I'll start with one and see how it goes from there.
Well, we'll see. I mean, we're very talented, obviously.
Yeah, thank you.
We can try that out.
Anyway, we'll see how it goes. Right, anyway, let's get back to the here and now. We are so pleased to be able to welcome Rich Bays from Cisco to talk about AI and the modern workplace. And Rich is actually joining us for the first time, so a very warm welcome to you. How are you?
Thanks so much. Thanks for inviting me. I'm excited to be here.
Wonderful.
Yeah, no, it's a pleasure.
Yeah, how's your time at the show been so far?
It has been absolutely crazy busy, which is good. Like, you know, being in hall 2, right at the entrance, you come in the main corridor, it's just a complete non-stop thoroughfare, and it's really great. So a lot of great traction, super good.
Good, fantastic
Excellent.
to hear.
Yeah, great. And I see you've brought a couple of friends with you. We're going to be talking about those during the interview. And speaking of which, so Cisco's new devices announced at ISE, they're built on core principles that you've championed for decades. Can you first just tell us a bit about what those principles are and how they address the main challenges facing organizations in today's collaboration space?
Yeah, so people who maybe don't know us too well, like our theme and our vision is like distance zero. And how do we kind of make sure that we bring people together and really make technology disappear? Because technology shouldn't be a barrier to collaboration in that environment. These new devices we have build on top of that even more and more. We've been in this industry for 25 plus years building video conferencing hardware as Tandberg before Cisco and that acquisition. And we really want to bring that DNA through in that environment. So really making sure we can build sustainable open platforms that also connect with APIs and have the AI at the edge. So using our technology and video technology, which we'll talk more about in a little bit, really making sure that we do AI at the edge where possible, because we also support different environments. We support from cloud environments with Microsoft Teams rooms, et cetera, but also on-prem sovereign environments as well. So making sure that flexibility is important.
Yeah, and that seems to be like a theme, if not for today's show, but even here at ISE, open solutions and sustainable options. And obviously ISE is a great place to be showcasing these solutions, and especially in terms of collaboration and workplace technology, it's continuing to evolve, right? What are some of the key highlights of Cisco's latest product and platform announcements that you're announcing here at ISE?
Yeah, so we actually have 3 products we're announcing at ISE, but in the video side 2 in particular. So these 2 I actually brought to do some show and tell today. So in front of me is the Cisco RoomKit Pro G2, which is an evolution of our RoomKit first generation device, which really was been in the market for close to 9 years now. So it's kind of been a workhorse for doing large, high impact spaces like boardrooms, auditorium, training spaces, etc. But now we put the latest NVIDIA technology into this device because we're in the world of agentic. So how do we start driving more of these AI features? Like people should walk into a space, whether it's a huddle space or a boardroom, and things should just work. And so what we've done with this device is actually, and really we should return this around, by the way.
Oh, there we go.
Because this device is an integrated codec. And in this device, we've brought PoE, 8-port PoE, a 10 gigabyte Ethernet switch. So it's built for the future of where we go with AV over IP. But on top of that, we haven't forgot about the analog world. HDMI and Euroblock and Phoenix are still so much required. So it's a bridge between the future and where we are today, and really elevating those use cases.
Yeah, for sure. So can you tell us a bit more about how it's changing the game for large, complex spaces, the G2?
So I think last year we announced the Silly Microphone Pro, which I should have brought that along as well. This is is my first
There
time
wouldn't
here.
be enough space
I
on
know,
the
that's
desk.
but it's our AI beamforming microphone, and that is a PoE one-click microphone. So there's no more cable, one cable, no more power cable, etc. to power that. On top of that, we also released a Cisco Room Vision PTZ camera. That's also a one-click PoE camera. So the idea is that if you want to put cameras on walls and put silly microphones in, having to run power is just not sustainable. Actually, in some countries, it's even hard for labor laws to put power on walls because of certain union laws, etc.
Okay.
So using Ethernet is a much easier standard. It can scale way more. So we really want to bring that scalability of the network, but also we want to bring the observability and management as well. So this device, every single port, including the analog audio ports, can be detected if there's actually management on them, like an active signal, which is something unique in the industry. Normally, you can't detect an analog audio port.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting, and we love demos, and we love when people bring things on the set so we could play with them. Is there any demo that you want to show us while we've got you here?
Well, I'll just touch this device here we haven't spoken about yet. This device is actually our new Cisco Desk Pro G2. And I won't do a live demo, so to speak, but just to show it is running Microsoft Teams rooms within the latest MDEP platform. So this is the first device in this space to be GA. It's actually orderable today and shipping today. So it allows you to really get the benefit, not just for the executive desk, because now we have the ability with 2 cameras to capture huddle spaces. So we've expanded this all-in-one, and you guys saw this. They put out of the box to install it, took a minute or so when you had to plug in and go.
Really
so it's really easy to set up and deploy, which is really the theme at the moment, is that scalability. How do I get a focus room up in minutes? Because what's taking now is time for installation, having to get labor in, scheduling all that. That's a large cost for the customer. So Cisco's real passion is to, drive the TCO down for the customer as well. Like back to this device here, the TCO we can drive down by having PoE could be tens of thousands of dollars, not having extenders and other pieces of gear in the room.
Yeah, definitely. And I know that the sort of out of the box, all-in-one, plug and play kind of thing it's really important to get that moving quickly, right? Because I think it was people I was speaking to in like the higher ed space, for example. People install all this great technology in learning spaces, but if someone from the faculty comes in and it takes more than I think it's like 10 seconds for them to figure it out.
They give up.
Yeah, use the blackboard, use the whiteboard, whatever, and then it just gets wasted.
And that's what's really unique about our solution, is that we have a unified software platform across all our devices. This feature is called RoomOS. And RoomOS 26 released in November, and that came with one amazing feature called dynamic camera mode, which means, so we have like 7 or 8 different camera modes. It could be, speaker and group. We have an amazing team here directing the shots right now on this solution. But what we actually do is basically take this, like what this team is here, and put it in every meeting room. That means that depending on the context of the conversation, we might go to a wide shot, or we might go to a single speaker shot. But right now, in most solutions, you have to actually choose that on the touch panel as an end user. Why should you? Shouldn't the AI just work out what the best camera shot is? So the experience that people have right now of this meeting we're having today should be the same for every meeting in the workplace. And I think that's probably the best way to represent what we're trying to achieve with our software stack, is unify that experience. So it's all the way from the boardroom to the desk.
Yeah.
No, that's fantastic. And I know you had touched a little bit on AI and the built-in intelligence, and I know that that's showing up everywhere. And your announcement this year, it's really becoming clear table stakes, right, for modern collaboration. And AI intelligence, it's a really, truly reoccurring theme in your announcements, which we very much appreciate. So what are some of the biggest benefits for users and IT teams that you're seeing?
Yeah, so when we talk about distance zero, someone asked me, so what does distance zero for the IT admin mean, or the service owner? And for them, it's about the ability to manage these devices from anywhere in the world. Because what's happening now in some scenarios, I had a customer that went from 100 devices to 1,000 devices, but they didn't grow their IT team. So they 10x their footprint, but they didn't 10x their OpEx cost of their headcount. So management tools become very important. So distance zero to me for the admin is how you can take all of this and have a single pane of glass. And we call it Control Hub is our solution. And actually we had another announcement here today on the show around that, which was a little bit of a secret announcement, or not secret, but it was a bit of a last minute announcement, I guess. Is we brought what we call AI agent integrations. And so now the value of Control Hub can be taken into Copilot, into Amazon Quick, into ChatGPT. So now you can use language models and GPT interfaces to ask natural questions to Control Hub. And that's an advantage for a lot of IT teams, because to learn a management interface can take time. And if you're thinking you have to move at scale, maybe the question is, what happened in New York yesterday at 2 p.m.? And then the tool can go use MCP and connect into our cloud and go find out what happened at New York in your environment at 2 p.m. And that's, I think the world we're moving towards is that there's less need to understand the device down to the API level, like syntax, and more how do you communicate with an interface that lets you scale the problem. Because I always use this for things like when Bob calls says I have a problem in meeting room A, the answer shouldn't be let me look into it. Be like, Bob, we know we're on it. And that's what our tool can help you do, is give you the alert so you know what's happening. So when Bob calls, you look like a superhero.
Yeah, incredible stuff. I can see the passion in what you're describing there. So that's no, that's fantastic. Thank you so much for all that. Taking that time and explaining up, and also giving that scoop as well. That's,
I love this. And where can people find you?
So we're over in booth 2. Now I don't remember the exact booth. But yes,
just head to Hall 2, and then you'll see the
Cisco sign.
Yeah.
Come and join us there. If you can't join us on the show, go to cisco.com and check out our workspace designer tool, where you can integrate and design rooms in your laptop right there.
Wonderful.
Awesome.
Thank you so much, Rich, for bringing us those announcements and all of this information. Can't wait to check out more from Cisco.
Thank you.
Wonderful. Okay, so Ben, let's have a little bit of real talk.
Oh, okay. Sounds serious.
We're here. It always is, right? No, we're here in Barcelona. Amazing. The food is fantastic. The cava is amazing. I am clearly on a bread diet here. It is so much food. How in the world do you stay svelte so you can be in these lovely suits here for VITEC TV? Like, can you please give me some secrets?
Well, let me pay you later for that fantastic compliment. But actually, Sam, I was up running around the city of Barcelona. I've set up this little AVIXA Run club with some people. Yeah, we tried to set something up so people could have a little bit of de-stress before the show, and and sort of stay fit and healthy, get some steps in, as if you can't do enough already.
No, I love that. I don't know how you're walking around and still getting here. That's a lot.
So anyway, so we went this morning before most people were even awake, I imagine, or maybe they hadn't gone to bed yet. But we went out and we took our colleague Mark, who we've seen, I think he had a good time. But, why don't we have a look and see?
He made it today, so at least you brought him back. So why don't we check it out?
Let's see. Here we are, the AVIXA Run Club at ISE.
How long is this? How far are we running?
Don't worry about it. Oh, and here he is, the man himself, Ben Cope. So yeah, we're here in the lovely Glorious tube station at 10 to 7 in the morning. Mark wasn't entirely aware of all of this information, but it's fine. You happy?
Having a great time, Ben. Thank you for inviting me.
So we've got a couple of options today. We've got the 5K or the 10K.
10K? What?
And here we have Matt North, UEA. Matt, I'm going to put you right on the spot. How are you doing?
Hey. Oh.
Looking forward to a bit of running today?
I am indeed. I've had a nice 4K warm-up to get here.
Nice. This guy's serious.
Debating whether to get the Metro. I thought 4K.
Just warm it up.
Oh, no way.
You guys, you've earned,
Amazing.
You've unlocked a piece of swag that nobody else can get. This is the AVIXA Run Club pin. You can't buy these.
Wow, that's impressive.
These you can only achieve them by getting up ridiculous hours and running through Barcelona.
Right, well,
expensive.
yeah.
Yeah, when I first started running, like so about 10. I'll jump over the camera. So you see the sun coming up now? So good.
All right, Ben, status update. Where are we?
7.5K. Feeling good.
One of us is. I hate you, Ben. Why do you do this to me?
10K. Nice. Where's Mark?
Why did you do this to me, Ben?
You did it.
Never doing this again.
Well, that's it from us. Mark survived. We all did it. Back to you in the studio.
Call a cab.
That looks awesome. But how can you do that to our man Mark?
What? He loved it. He seemed to really enjoy it. You know, what are you talking about?
Yeah, it didn't seem like he's going to be doing that again anytime soon.
Yeah,
But
I haven't actually seen him yet today.
I give him so much credit. Now, if I had like a little skateboard, or what do they call the people who ride alongside the runners, like in the car? I can throw some Gatorade at you.
Yeah, you could do that.
Power bars.
You could get like an electric scooter support vehicle.
Yeah, that's my speed, and I would be going very slowly.
That's fine. we can use anyone. So,
Okay,
yeah. Do
absolutely.
you want to join us tomorrow?
Absolutely not.
Oh, okay.
No, not happening. But I will applaud you from afar, and I'm not waking up that early.
Okay. Well, you know, we offered. She said no.
Thank
So
you.
anyway.
Lovely bit there.
Yeah. Well, that's about it for our live stream today. Stay tuned for the Tech Effect and also a podcast on the global view of sustainability for business.
And we will be back tomorrow afternoon at 3 p.m. Central European Time and 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for our viewers back in North America. I'm Samantha Powell.
And I'm Ben Barnard. Keep on running.
G'day, I'm Pete, Techman Coman. He's Mark, the Bearded Tech Scan. We are the Tech Effect live from the AVIXA TV studio here at ISE 2026 in Barcelona, Mark.
Pete, you have just rattled that off very, very well. It's good to see you. It's great to be here in Barcelona, and I must say, it's great to be sitting at this desk again.
This fantastic AVIXA TV studio. Look at it. They've gone all out again this year.
Yeah, all out again. They've made a few changes, but look, the studio, it looks to be working well. It's in a different spot.
Different location, a little quieter than last year. Remember last year they had the big doof, 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 you know, like it's like it was very distracting. It was very distracting, but it's a little unusual. You mentioned that the setup here has changed from last year. We're normally used to the techs facing us, and now they're all facing away. It kind of feels a little rude, doesn't it? Like, you know, these techs with their backs turned to us.
Yeah, they don't want to see us.
No. But it's a great setup. Swing by if you're at ISE and check out the AVIXA TV studio in the entrance at Hall 3.
Entrance Hall 3. Look, I think it's just, I've standing here yesterday, I'm looking at it, I'm going, there's some really cool, like, they're using all the broadcast.
Practice what you preach.
Practice,
Eat your own dog food, right?
Eat your own cookie.
Oh, right.
Pete, look, it's been a busy few days
It has.
already.
Yes.
We're at the end of day one.
End of day one.
My feet are aching already. You know, yesterday we had the honour. We'll go with honour.
The honour.
The
That's
honour,
correct. Yeah.
to head out to La Salle. Or
what is La Salle for those that don't know?
Let me
Okay,
seconds
all right,
to
all
see
right.
see if I can pronounce this properly. La Salle. I've probably done the worst.
That sounds right. Yeah.
Worst attempt at that. But it's essentially it's a technology media university.
Yes.
Precinct. Go with that.
Yes.
And we had the privilege to go out there on behalf of AVIXA TV.
Correct.
And capture all the content, go on the tech tour.
Yes, the ISE 2026 tech tour that people could sign up for, and they organised a bus that left from the venue here and took everyone up there.
Here, back at Hall 8. And we were on this little excursion. It was fantastic, you know. And everyone was cursing. The traffic went crazy because it was wet, and it was like, Barcelona doesn't rain. Apparently it does. But yeah, so it was nothing short of unbelievable.
Yes.
Wasn't it? Like,
correct.
Just the technology in that space, and we'll go through some of that.
Sure.
But was just some of the best experience. I was a little bit apprehensive about what we were walking into.
Yep.
But I think we both come out of it and went, oh, that was amazing.
I think that was really because it's pretty much a brand new facility, right? And you know us, we like to do our research. We'll Google something for 3 minutes and, you know, try and prepare as we do.
Highly researched.
But there wasn't, what we found, there wasn't a lot of information online. So we, like you said, we didn't necessarily know what we were walking into, what we were going to find, what to expect. But it was safe to say that I think we were both blown away by the technology that they had there. And not just the technology, I mean, you and I...
The application of it.
The application, the pedagogy, right?
Yeah.
Like you and I both work on different sides of the fence, consulting and design, and you're in the integration side. But we both work in the same market, which is education. The majority of our work is in education. And so for us, there was a really strong tie, and that's why we found it so interesting. The tech, the education, that's what we do, and we were there filming the whole thing, creating content that you'll see in the next couple of days.
And I think the real key part is, even at the start, that whole tour, we had the fortune of meeting Rosa Maria Alcina.
That's very good, very good.
She is the director of that facility.
Really the brainchild behind the whole thing, really.
What an amazing person.
Yes.
Honestly.
Like, and we did a full interview that went, I think, for about an hour at the end of the tour.
Have fun editing that one. But it was the best experience. So I think
Let's step through the spaces. Okay, so we get there, we're greeted, they had all the staff members there. The first space we went into was a virtual production studio, big green screen.
Big green screen. They were using the Unreal Engine to capture and edit and put the backgrounds in. So that was like, that they have the utmost respect for their spaces as well, right? To walk, we couldn't walk on the green area. They had, whoever was walking in the green area had little booties
on.
So that was, and it's a big green screen, a very big space.
Yeah, it was big room. Yeah, it was
big room.
Big,
So, and yeah, that was really good just to see that, and how they're using. They're bringing kids in. They're making crazy amounts of content coming
Well, it's part of the pedagogy, right? Like it's part of...
And they're integrating it into their pedagogy, So it's a really... It's a mentoring program.
Exactly.
As much as any of it. So that was really cool. I think the next space we walked into...
Video production.
The video production.
We walked down the hall,
down the
video production there. So that was cool because they showed us some of the content that they had created.
Animation stuff.
The animation. And it was amazing, wasn't it? I mean, if someone
Hollywood, it's Pixar.
Well, I was going to say, if someone told me that was a Pixar creation, I went, yeah, okay, I'd believe it. You know, one of those animation studios. The quality was that good.
The funny thing was about it was there was no words in any of that animation.
That's right.
Yeah.
But it told a story, right?
It told an amazing story. Yeah. So what they're doing is obviously teaching them very well how to tell stories without saying a word.
Absolutely.
That was really cool.
Yep. With language not being the barrier.
Yep. That's exactly right. So where did we walk from there? I think we walked into, was it the
reverberation room?
The reverberation
chamber.
Yeah,
reverberation chamber.
And was it reverberant?
It was.
It was just rock hard surfaces and.
Well, it actually had all tiles on the wall. It actually it was like a disused bathroom. You know what I mean? Like when you gut a bathroom where you get tiles everywhere and all that.
So they talked about they had, I think it was they were doing an experiment with noise, and I'm trying to think who it was. I think it might have been like
an opera singer or something.
No, it was a aeronautical.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's right. And they were talking about the rockets.
Yeah, they were trying to get the noise up to 150 dB.
Yeah.
And they got to 142, I
something
think it
like
was.
that. They got close. Yeah.
But the interesting thing is that literally that much noise cracked some of the tiles off the wall. They fell off the wall. So they had to run around.
I think they said we got up to 130, or 120 thereabouts. They said, but it was very difficult to get past that, to break that barrier.
Yeah.
It was challenging for them.
You can imagine like getting to there in such a reverberant room.
Yeah.
Like you know yourself. You go to a restaurant and you've got
we know that
rock.
we know that
hard
feeling.
surfaces and everything's just loud, right?
Exactly.
So just imagine how that would feel like a factor of 10 at 150. You know,
exactly.
It would be insane. But then we walked into this anechoic chamber. My first time.
Really? Yeah. That's a surprise. Yeah.
And RT of 0. That was. It was a surreal experience.
Yeah.
Like I really enjoyed that.
And the floor as well. Remember, it's a suspended floor, so you it was like a trampoline. Right? Yeah. It was kind of weird, wasn't it? But
it was. Yeah. And they had an acoustically transparent curtain underneath, and then on the other end they had EMF reflection. So essentially it was a Faraday cage as well. And they said, check your phones. And we all checked our phones.
It was nothing.
Like 0, nada. You know? So that was very, very, very cool. And they have had, because it's such a big anechoic chamber,
it was huge.
They had an orchestra, I think, in there. And then they had an opera singer. That was the opera singer thing. And they were piping it back. And that was the really cool thing, is that all of those rooms are joined, they're connected.
Yes.
Right. So audio is coming out of that, and they were sending it back into the reverberation chamber just to experiment with different sounds and see what the opera singer was, hearing in different spaces. So, and then they're obviously checking microphone testing and everything else that you do in anechoic chambers and speaker throws and all that fun stuff. But they're doing some quirky, fun stuff.
Yeah, it was great. So it was really good.
Yeah. So
and then there was a editing studio that they had. Remember, they had I think it was Dolby 7.4, right? And they had all the speakers set up in there, and that was really all the audio. That was more obviously on the audio side, right? The audio production.
Yeah, but they had the opportunity to. Once again, everything was connected, so they had their animated content with their audio feeding through, and we all crammed in this space because there was a significant sweet spot.
Yeah.
So. And there's 4. You look at it. It's 4 speakers from the ceiling. Front, center, left, center, right. Sub on the floor. So it was. You look at it and go, well, don't make this harder than it needs to be. I'm sure there is significant hoops to jump over to be Dolby 7.4, and they were working with Dolby, so it's proper certified 7.4. So just to get in there and you go, this is really cool. They didn't make the room harder than it needed to be. They had some bass traps in the corners, and but you could hear that music and that sound moving.
It was amazing.
In each space. So that was good. But
there was one before that.
What was that?
The robotics studio.
Oh.
So they had the robotics studio there. So the students can also learn automation. They had different types of robots and so on. So like you said, this is the thing, is that the students are working in these different departments or studying different programs. Might be audio, might be video, might be production, all this kind of stuff. And they're kind of bringing all this together, and the automation and the robotics kind of plays into it.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I don't think I've ever seen you drool before. But I definitely
saw you. I did get a tad
drool.
excited.
It was,
yeah.
It was definitely the icing on the cake. It was the it was a big crescendo, I think we called it, and it's where it all came together.
Yes, which was
the immersive
room or lab or whatever they called it.
Yeah. So 10 ultra short throw projectors in a rectangle room.
They had it was a rectangular room. They had 10 Epson. I don't know if they were 4K. I didn't find that out, but they were 10 Epson ultra short throw projectors with a snorkel lens on it, and then, but what was really quite interesting is the walls, the wall material, right? A lot of these spaces are typically like a plasterboard wall.
Yeah.
Okay. These were a stretched, perforated fabric or screen. It was a projection screen, essentially. And what they did, so they had a much larger room, and then they built a frame, and they stretched the perforated projection material across all 4 walls.
Yeah.
And the advantage, I mean, there's a number of advantages of that, right? So first of all, obviously, it's much better projecting on a proper surface like a projection screen. You get better gain from that.
Yeah.
2, it's perforated, so you can put speakers behind it, which they did. So they had all these, not only speakers on the ceiling, which they had at least 9, maybe 12 speakers up on the ceiling.
Yep.
They also had speakers wrapping all the way around, so they could actually map the audio to the video. So if you're in a space and something is going past you, you would actually feel that or hear that.
Yep.
But probably the most important thing for a space like that is actually having a flat surface, a flat wall, right? And you try and get a builder, a general contractor to build you a flat wall, it's near impossible.
Yeah, right.
Right, so, and the problem is that when you project onto a wall that is uneven.
Yeah, because they're all edge blended and you get to line them all
Well, and not only that, but you actually get, it appears, because the light's traveling further or shorter, right? It'll become wavy.
Yeah.
So the way that they designed and built this space was absolutely amazing. Like stretching all that fabric out, doing all that, and even the entry point was kind of cool because that had strips of that perforated fabric, and you didn't really notice that entry point. So, but it was amazing space.
Yeah, it was absolutely amazing, and I think look, they also did some acoustic treatment on the ceiling as well.
Yes,
made it all nice and black, and Rosa is an acoustics
acoustician.
And is an acoustician?
Acoustician.
Yeah. Not even going to try and pronounce that again.
Don't try the big words, Mark.
4 little words is as big as I go, Pete.
But this is her forte. This is what she does.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it was interesting that they designed all this internally, because I asked her about that. I said, did you go out to an audio-visual consultant? Right, I'm kind of over here.
It was actually the first question I was having. I was out to dinner last night, and it was the first question I got asked: who did the job?
Yeah.
And I was like, well,
they designed it internally.
They did it all internally.
But that's what they do. Also, they know their stuff, right?
Yeah.
So they designed it internally, and then they spoke to the AV contractors and went, "This is what we want." And
could you imagine though, if you were the consultant and they did go out to market, and you had all these researchers, right, and you were the consultant, and they're sitting there, and they'd be like, it would just be the hardest job to ever try and advise on, because they'd be
or the easiest.
Yeah.
Right, because they know their stuff.
If you know your stuff. If you as the consultant.
Yeah, as a consultant, if you know your stuff, they know their stuff, and you can come to an agreement pretty quickly.
Yeah.
So that's the beauty of it. But it was amazing. Rosa Maria was incredible. Like, we spoke to her for we said, about an hour, passionate about it, knowledgeable. She was amazing. So I'm really looking forward to that video coming out on AVIXA TV shortly.
Yeah, it just brought it all together. And I think the thing that summed it all up is that it was really a tie between technology and humanity. Because we summed this up at the end. It was like, if you make this whole space actually about the technology, you've missed the point.
Yep.
You know, but everything was about tying it back to the student.
She kept saying that, full circle, right? The students are involved in every step of the process, and then you present all that in that wonderful space.
Yep.
And we mentioned it yesterday, quite often when you have an immersive space like they did, and it was a large room, it was a very large room, content is very difficult because normally they're outsourcing the content. They're doing all that in-house, which is really what you want. And they had a lot of researchers, had a lot of universities coming in. Apparently this is the first space of that type in Spain, one of the first in an education facility.
Yeah. Well, they're opening up their doors.
Well, they're opening up the doors and inviting people in. It's great. And
uni.
Yeah.
Do that.
It's awesome.
Anyway, so to top that off, we all jumped back on the bus and toddled off, and off we went. It was just a cool.
Yeah, it was a great experience. I think if they do it again, maybe they do it again next year, we would thoroughly recommend going along for that one.
We would, recommend doing. I think they've always got. I already know that they've got stuff in the pipe next year for the tech tours.
Got it. Okay. Shh. Okay.
No,
keep that a secret.
Anyway.
All right.
Pete,
yes.
On to the show. This is.
Yes, Mark.
We have been out and about, tapped a few people
As
on the
we
shoulder,
do.
run around with the camera.
Yep.
What have you seen today?
Today, yes.
That you've liked.
Yes.
Running around the place.
Okay. One of the companies that we saw, one of the exhibitors that we saw today was Insta360.
Why would Insta360 be here?
Great question. And they were here last year. And I think that surprised a lot of people as well, because Insta360 is known for their action cameras.
Yeah, the X3, X5 now?
X3, X5, the Go. They have a lot of little action cameras.
Yeah.
I think what a lot of people don't realise is that they also make a all-in-one bar. And what's really interesting is that they're using their action camera technology and experience to build that into the bar on the camera side.
Yeah.
So they've got a little gimbal in there, like an actual PTZ gimbal in their bar. So there's actually two cameras. There's a whole room camera that's used for framing.
Yep.
Also used for video as well, and then they've got the PTZ. So they've got the two cameras running simultaneously, and then they've got the whiteboard mode, which allows a person to stand in front of the whiteboard, makes them translucent.
Yeah.
Right? And also enhances the text that's
brings the
on
text
there.
forward.
Brings it forward so it pops. And this is all in this one bar. But they've taken it to the next level. So with the introduction, they've got some new cameras that they brought out. So they've got a little, like a webcam, right, which is the Link 2 Pro, they call it. And that's a PTZ camera that's like a webcam, but it has all this other intelligence built into it. So they were able to actually link 3 more cameras into the bar.
Okay.
Right? So they had 2 on either side, and they had one at the table.
Yep.
So suddenly this conference room solution, it's not just the bar.
Yep.
It's 2 wider cameras, which could
One
be
either
positioned
inside the
anywhere.
wall. Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And they actually had one that was on the table, which they had like a cylinder microphone that sat there that actually picked up whoever was speaking and would spin around and pick them up. So they're tying all that in together at a very low cost. I mean, the bang for buck is huge.
Yeah. So you get whiteboard, multi-cam switching.
And it does multiple whiteboards too. It doesn't just, remember they had 2 whiteboards set up? Remember last year it was only 1 whiteboard, now it's 2 whiteboards?
Yeah. Yeah, and it looks, from what I saw this year, it looked a lot more stable, like they've developed that
polished.
product. Polished.
Yeah.
Great word.
Yeah, a lot more refined.
So, so that was
really cool. Yeah, so it's worthwhile having a look at Insta360. It's not what you, I mean, they have, I'm pretty sure they have their action cameras. We didn't really look at that. That's not what we were really there for.
Yeah.
But these other ones definitely have a look.
It was interesting to see there was like a twinkle in his eye. Like he said, like you could see the best is yet to come. You know,
he knew
about what's coming, and fair to say now that Insta360 is in the Pro AV market.
Absolutely.
With what they got.
Yep.
Like, and it's very impressive product.
Yep. What about yourself? What'd you come across today?
You know, I think it's the world's worst kept secret. You know, essentially with the launch of Planeo.
Okay.
So Planeo, yeah, not Planeo.
Planeo.
Okay. Which essentially is the company Silica.
Okay, so remember, Xilica is in Xilica or something,
That's it.
and they were at Infocom.
They were at Infocom. They've been around. They've been around for years.
Right.
DSPs and very well known for that in that market. But
rebranding?
No, not a rebrand. An additional brand. Essentially.
Oh, okay.
So Xilica, as we know it, with their DSPs, Solara, I think they're called the DSPs, are staying as Xilica.
Yes.
But last year they launched this product called Room Hub.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, and so essentially they've
which got a lot of attention. It was very, very popular. A lot of people were talking about it.
Yeah, and what they've done is move that Room Hub across to Planeo.
Okay.
So they're sort of differentiating their two brands and going, okay, over here at Xilica we've got DSP, and that's what we do well.
Yep.
Over here is our brand called Planeo, owned by Xilica.
Yes.
And that is the Room Hub.
Yep.
And they've also launched Planeo Cloud.
Okay.
Okay, so essentially you have this tiny little box, which is the Room Hub, which is running the software locally in on-prem that allows you to configure fast, medium to large, which is the market they're going after, room spaces.
Yep.
They've got templates. You go bang, bang, bang. Next, you can have it pre-configured before you walk out the door of your office, and they just put them on the network. Everything finds back to it's kind of like this control DSP commissioning all-in-one smart box, right? And then they've launched Planeo Cloud, which obviously gives you is an analytics station, for want of a better word. So all that information's getting sent up from the Room Hub. You can get deep analytics into anything you want within each space. So, and the whole goal is to make medium to large rooms scalable, because often large rooms are so complex.
Yep. And bespoke.
And bespoke. And there will be always there'll always be a case for that, as you know. So, but they're trying to go. If you've got I don't know, you would know this more than I would. You know, a big high rise. You might have your bespoke space, which you deal with, but you might have 30 rooms that are big rooms.
I'm doing a project at the moment. It's got over 300 meeting rooms in it.
There you go.
So
how many of them are going to be the same?
Oh, a lot of them. There's different. There's a handful of room types, but still there is, divide that by 300 plus rooms.
Right.
There's still a lot of room types that need to be deployed. Yeah.
So this would be the perfect product for that sort of stuff. So, and the cool thing is that if you had any issues, you can sort of just pull out a piece of equipment, pop that back in, feed the MAC address in, just goes, ta-da, everything's done. Just pre-configured, everything's talking to everything. You don't have to get your commissioner in or your programmer in to restart it. You just go point that at that and go and do your thing. It's very in this world of AI, using a lot of AI technology.
That's cool.
Got to do that.
It's very cool.
Very cool. Very cool product.
The other company that we came across today was Inageni, or Inageni, depending on where you're coming from, right?
What'd they say? Tomato, tomato.
Tomato, tomato, right? So Inageni, we say Inageni, but I hear Inageni pronounced a lot, right? But either or, don't they have some great new products coming out?
Great new products, yeah, absolutely. I think you have been banging on about this for at least 2 years.
That's it.
Well, this IP to USB, what such a simple product. It seems logical.
Yeah.
I get your rationality, and I get why you have been banging on about it, because there is the technology in a camera to transport
in
over
particular
distance.
NDI. The focus was NDI to USB, to USB-C. So the rationale is pretty much every PTZ camera that comes out, either PTZ, come on, is either has NDI built into it or it's NDI capable, right, with a license.
Yep.
And yet, in the commercial world, we rarely use that NDI portion. It's already built into the camera. Instead, we put an encoder on it or a transmitter on it, and then we've got to
add an extra couple of grand.
Yeah, add more money. Where does that box go? Where does it live? Maybe it needs power. All this. It's like plus.
Yeah.
Right? And then I need to decode it at some point, right?
Yeah.
And like it made no sense to me.
Yeah.
So I've been asking various manufacturers, as you know.
Yeah.
A lot of them exhibit here.
Yep.
And I've asked them, please, build me this box. But not just build the box, because there are companies that have built the box, but they're expensive.
Yeah.
I just want a
we don't
simple
want a $2,000 box.
No, I want something that's $200 maybe. And so it's decoding NDI to USB, right?
Yep.
Which is great.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, they've got CamTrack.
Yeah. Yeah. And CamTrack Pro too.
They've got CamTrack, which does up to 8 NDI cameras and brings them in, and it does.
Is it NDI cameras only?
Or no, I think it takes multiple. It's not just NDI. I mean, it does support NDI, but it's not just NDI.
It's agnostic.
Well, but that's the key to it, right? Like, so it's basically a director.
Yeah.
Right, so it takes. You can actually program it internally on a web GUI.
Yeah.
And you can set priorities for the cameras.
Yeah.
So you can say, look, this is for this shot here, it's my priority, but it uses the coordinates from a microphone, i.e., Shure, MXA, 920, 910, 710, those like a beamforming microphone, and it uses those coordinates to track who's speaking at what time.
Right.
And then it knows which camera to switch to. So that was really cool. But the beauty of it, I mean, there are systems like that out on the market, but they're walled gardens. They're proprietary, right? These guys have got their box and they say, hey, use whatever your favorite camera manufacturer is.
Yep.
Plug it straight in and off we go.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that was cool.
And tiny.
Yeah, it was tiny. I couldn't believe it. But like you said, and the Pro version does up to 12 cameras. The standard version does up to 8.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Yeah, super cool. I saw over on the other side of the Ingenie stand, which was the USB U-Bridge, I think it was called. U-Bridge. Yeah. So essentially being able to take DisplayPort. So you want to extend. You got your laptop here, and you want to have your video conferencing 5-10 meters away.
Well, you got your laptop with USB-C.
Yeah.
At the table.
Yeah.
It's a medium-sized, large room, and I want to extend it over here.
There. But not just do that. I want to power my laptop.
Yep.
And I also want to do it in DisplayPort alt mode.
Yep.
So I want to do.
So I've got dual screens.
I've got another thing you've been
another
banging
thing
on.
I've been banging on about.
Well, then that makes sense because that's the space that we live in.
Yep.
And we have got desks and where we used to.
Well, you can do it at your desk. Why can't you do it in the conference room? That's been my argument.
Yeah.
And that's been a real limitation with a lot of products in the past. So they've cracked that nut. And so I think it's another fantastic product. I think they're really listening to the people and building great solutions.
They are building great solutions, and they're listening to the market. So that's super cool. We have actually got heaps of things that we wanted to talk about today.
I mean, this is an hour-long show, right?
Yeah. Like
sure, we could. No. So,
Pete, there's this little thing on the desk here.
This.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
yes.
This.
Yes.
This is our little. What do we call it?
The Techonaut.
The Tech Effect Techonaut.
The Tech Effect Techonaut. Okay. That's right.
So this follows on from Infocom.
Yes.
We had the Tech
Titans.
AVIXA TV was actually a winner of one of the awards.
Correct.
So we have got a few awards to give out over the next few days.
Exactly.
So we're just setting the scene here of this little Techonaut.
This little guy. Look, let me zoom in there. Look at that guy. Hey? Now that's the big one. That's the big award, the MVP.
The MVP.
Right? That's whoever wins that is going to be very proud. That's going to go on their mantelpiece.
Let's hope it makes it home at least.
The MVP, right? But we have 11 awards in total. We have Best Stand, Best UC Solution, Best New Product, Innovation Award, Best in Show, Best Video Solution, Best Audio Solution, Best Camera, Best Display, Best AI Solution, and the MVP itself.
Wow.
The 11 awards.
That's it. We're on for that.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
The most prestigious awards in AV.
They are the most prestigious. Well, at least the funnest. Right?
That's it.
It's creative.
Yeah. You got to have a bit of fun these days, right?
Yeah. Look, look, Pete. That's a wrap for us today. We have to get out of here. We're getting the
wind up. Yep.
Yeah. Look, we are back tomorrow.
Yes.
4:30. Same bat time. Same bat channel. AVIXA TV. It's been great to hang out. Great to hang out with all these guys. Can't wait to get out tomorrow and see what else is around the show.
Sounds good. Sounds like a plan.
See you all tomorrow.
Welcome to AV Unplugged. I'm Danilda Martinez, and we are at ISE Barcelona in 2026. I'm here to discuss today with a wonderful panel, sustainability in the AV industry. So first, let me begin by introducing Priscilla, who is the VP at ESCO, VP of Operations. She joins us, and she's representing the APAC region. Then we have Virginia Molino, who is our VP of Proyecciones Digitales from the Latin American region, and she's here to represent that area of the globe. And then we have Marjolin, who represents Europe, and she is the, I'm going to get this right, Managing Director of AVIXA, and she is on the board of directors of the GPA. And to begin, we're talking about sustainability today in the AV industry and the efforts that we're collectively and globally starting with to create a more sustainable environment for our industry. But I'd like to first ask you, Marilyn, what is the, for those that don't know what GPA is, can you tell us about it and what the efforts are there?
Yeah, so we are the leading system integrator in the world. We represent 6,500 employees worldwide. And we're actually made up of different system integrators, each representing a specific region. So if we look at AVIXA, for example, we are representing the Netherlands, Belgium, Luxembourg, and the UK as part of the GPA, and we are a shareholder of the GPA. So each system integrator within our global organization represents a region and owns shares of the company.
That's awesome. So it's a collective of AV integrators that's working towards sustainability.
Yeah, and it's really a registered company. So we actually do business as GPA.
That is phenomenal. That's a wonderful way to collaborate among the regions, right? And so why does that matter for sustainability, that collaboration?
Well, the good thing about GPA is that we each represent our own region. So we're not competing with each other, meaning that we are able to share knowledge. So we can really learn from each other. We try to get all people in certain groups. So, for example, our sustainability committee, we have representatives from every region in there. And it makes it super interesting because all new concepts we develop, all ideas we have in terms of sustainability, we just share it with each other so we can learn from it and do whatever we need to do with it in our own region.
Phenomenal. I mean, it sounds like we have one goal, but we're all starting from different places because I imagine that what's going on in APAC and Latin is different than Europe. So let me ask you briefly about your region. I know that Europe is often regulation driven.
Yes.
And so how does that shape how AV integrators work and participate in this effort?
Well, I think we need to go back just a little bit why sustainability is important here.
Yeah.
Because first it needs to be an intrinsic motivation. So we're actively contributing to enormous amounts of e-waste and all these things with what we do in our industry. And we need to start thinking differently. And then luckily in Europe, we've been doing that for quite some years already. And therefore we have more regulations there. So it is shaping our industry more and actually pushing us to do what we have to do. Okay. So you can say regulation is sometimes limiting, but at the same time, it's good that it's there because it's pushing us to do more.
Yeah, and it kind of signals a different level of maturity because the effort has been going on for quite some time in Europe, right? What about in Latin America?
And Latin America is quite opposite of that because we don't have legislation. Of almost in any of the countries, we have legislations, in the sustainability legislations. So it's coming more from the awareness of the people. And also because of the awareness of the people and we are the customers and everyone is demanding that, then the companies, they're starting to take actions. It's not the same in each country. We are a big advance in sustainability and Brazil much more. But most of the countries, we are much way behind. We are starting with recycling. But for example, if we want to recycle in Argentina, you need to contact an NGO that does the recycling. It's not that the government is going to do it or even demand it to do it.
Yeah. So. That's interesting that in your region you are pulling from different areas. But I heard you say one very interesting thing, which is that the customer is wanting that, right? So it sounds like even just from the general population, that might be something welcoming.
Yes, and I was thinking, we were speaking with Marjolaine, and I was thinking that the awareness is quite old, like I could say 30 years that people is talking about this and is interested and trying to get better each day. So 30 years is a lot, but not because of our economic situation that push us back. So we have so much troubles. So it's difficult for the governments, I think, that to improve.
Yeah.
But yes, from the people, from the culture, is very deep inside.
Okay. I love we're getting to know the different regions. So in Europe it's more mature. We have some regulation and government involvement. I hear you talking about nonprofits and NGOs, and culturally it's something of interest. And what about in APAC, Priscilla?
So in APAC, sustainability efforts is real, but it's very uneven, because even when we look in APAC, we have countries like Japan, we have countries like China, Singapore, and we have the Southeast Asian country. So all of us are at very different stages. Some, of course, are at the more advanced, and some of us are probably at the beginning stages only. For example, if you look at Japan, or if you look at some countries, the idea of the country looking at a net zero or even net neutrality are at very different stages. Japan looking at 2040, Singapore maybe 2050, and some even at 2060 as well. So all this shows that the whole APAC region, there are some efforts from the government and also within the large organization, but it's very uneven.
Mm. So is it more right now of an awareness campaign sometimes to build up the interest?
Yes. So most of us actually, most of the APAC regions actually have some framework in place, but it's not quite regulated or it's not mandated yet. So right now, most of the governments are actually looking at the larger organization only, and then most of the small efforts are coming from the larger officers because of their international presence or influence from the other officers. Yeah.
Oh, wow. So let's move from strategy to action. Let's talk about Virginia. For you, what's one thing that one initiative in your region that you've actually seen a lot of excitement over with the integrators, the AV integrators?
Yeah, I think that I would say circularity. Most of all because we have many communities that has very low incomes, and they don't have access to technology, or they cannot upload the technology at the speed that technology goes. And I can see that companies, even big companies, they are aiming to get their equipment or reuse, donated, or recycled.
Or like a Second Life program.
Yeah, like a Second Life program, yeah. Like, for example, we are working with technical schools that they have as specializations related to AV. So they contact us because they wanted to do learning workshops and working with our teams. And we start having a good relation, and we donated a lot of equipment for them so they could use it for learning purpose, or even learning to install in other primary schools of the neighborhood. So that kind of circularity for us is really good, because our economic situation is hard, and in that case we can have double purpose, like helping the society and the community to learn and get advanced, and also giving a second life to equipment
and providing a need for the community as well. So it's a trifecta.
Yes.
3 things going on right there. So this is where you see, I can really see the collaboration start to matter a lot. How do European AV integrators move beyond compliance and into impact? Similarly to, it sounds like where there's an economic need, it's a very clear way to involve the community. So how do we do it in a region that's differently economically?
I think in Europe, it's more about transparency, data, and all these things, because we know that we have to do it. We all know that. It's becoming part of the intrinsic motivation of a lot of companies, well, for a few years already. So now it's more about how you do it and how you measure it, and not do greenwashing, but really show that you're actually taking action.
Absolutely.
Mostly in energy consumption, CO2, compensation, circularity as well is a big topic. In the Netherlands or in Europe, that's a bit more difficult because everyone just wants a new system. And not everyone, but many clients, they want the newest functionalities, they want the newest things. So circularity is a topic which is a bit more challenging for us.
Okay, but before you move on to circularity, and because you mentioned singularity, and I understand where you're going, but for the audience that is new to sustainability, what does that mean for them?
Do you mean what circularity mean? It means that after first life cycle of a product, for example, with our corporate clients, they usually get new systems every 3 to 5 years. So after this first 3 to 5 years, the products are not per se
they're not brand new and fancy anymore, right?
They're not brand new and fancy anymore, so they need new ones usually.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean it's not working anymore. So you want to give it a second life and maybe a third life, and then you want to do some refurbishing so it's still there. Okay. So we're really trying to make programs to extend the life cycle of products.
That's interesting. That's important, and it's something that AV managers can really take into account, I imagine. And if you can communicate that in your region, that would be extremely tangible.
Yeah.
A tangible way to approach a project on the beginning and the design side.
Yes.
Is not just the obsolete, how things get obsolete and how equipment needs to be changed out, but where is it going after that? Do you find that in your regions that's something that people are starting to think about?
Yeah, I think a little bit more. Another topic here is the CO2 emissions. So within Europe, they're making a circular product passport, a digital product passport, where it becomes mandatory to log what CO2 was emitted during all phases of a product. So during manufacturing, distribution, installation, usage of the product, you need to write down what your energy consumption is and what the CO2 is.
So is that coming from the manufacturer, or is it coming from everyone?
No, manufacturers have to make the sheets. It needs to be audited by independent auditors, and then we need to report it. So when we install an installation at one of our end users, we need to report the CO2 emitted for the full installation and also what their energy consumption will be and all these things.
Okay. Priscilla, in APAC, do you and Virginia and Latin America, when you're participating in the GPA globally and you're hearing of initiatives in different parts of the world like this, do you find that it's a helpful way to look at the future for your region, and how does it impact you?
Definitely. Since APAC is at the earlier stages, we're developing framework where at different stages, I think we take a lot of inspiration from what she's sharing as well, what the European side are doing. It also makes us easier because GPA is about information sharing, so it helps us a lot as well because we also want to get embarked on this journey of sustainability. Yeah.
I love the focus on information sharing. And what's one thing in the APAC region that's kind of a tangible project that you guys are doing right now?
I think most of what I see as a trend is most clients are asking for e-disposal because AV has a lot to do with electronics, everything. Those are not just gadgets you can just dispose. So most clients are asking us, what's our plan for decommissioning? Can you get an e-disposal cert? So we work with other companies in different regions as well. So during the disposal, we will ask for the cert and share with the client as well. Because most of our clients, this actually ties back to their sustainability policy as well. So it is a requirement. Yeah.
Okay. What about in Latin America? Is that something as well that we're seeing now, that collaboration, that sharing of information?
Yes, the same. I think that recycling is something that the customers are demanding because that's not so easy to have. But also something that I noticed is that we have been thinking the life cycle, like to having a longer life cycle since a long ago. That's because of our economic situation. The customers need that. So when we do an installation, and I think that every integrator in Argentina, for example, when they do an installation, they try to reuse equipment that is possible to reuse, but not because of a sustainability or environmental purpose, just because of an economic purpose.
Okay.
But it's good now when I hear Marshall and say, I feel kind of, okay, we are doing that. Maybe not because of the planet motive, but at least we are in the good way.
Yeah. So some validation from the collaboration from GPA, right?
The collaboration is excellent because we can learn from the ones that are more advanced, but we can learn from the ones that that are starting because they find different creative ways to approach the sustainability. And we find that each region has their own way, and that's inspiring, and the passion. Like, everyone is so passionate about sustainability. Like, the people that is passionate, that is interested, they are passionate about sustainability. That's very good.
I have a question for you in terms of advice for integrators that would want to be more participatory in this effort. What advice do you have for them to proposition a change maybe in their organization or in their company so that they can pitch to their management or to their C-level an effort like this so that they can say, oh, it is good ROI, but it's also good for the environment. So what do you have? What kind of advice do you have? Anybody can take that.
I think it's just getting started. That's the most important thing. Small steps make a big difference. And also, I think sustainability is not competition. We need to share information, and we need each other, actually, to make a change. Yeah. So, for example, we've developed a CO2 neutral meeting room solution, and we're doing that together with our manufacturers, with our vendor partners. And every time that I have a meeting with them, they want to participate. So everyone in the world knows that we have to do something. And if you find something small that you can do, everyone is willing to help and share. So just get started and find people around you to help you.
I love that there actually is a genuine interest in the topic. But the other side of that, I think, is the section or the perception that it's more marketing than actual, it's more performance than actual care and actual action. Do you encounter that, and how do you address that, the greenwashing, if you will?
Yes, we know that, and we try to go away from to the opposite side.
Yeah, of course.
I think that it's important to make a plan and to know which actions are you going to do, and the actions that are going to do, they must have a real impact, and they must be achievable, and they must be measurable. And that's most important, because if you don't have a KPI, something that you can measure, then you cannot grow. And we are in the data era, so if we don't have data, it's like what we are doing. And that's, for example, for GPA is the thing that we are putting at the center. Like, every action that we are going to do, we have to be measurable for all the RVUs.
Okay. I think it's wonderful that you mentioned data. In APAC, are you finding that discussion has started, and are you recommending any types of KPIs for and measurable standards for your audience?
Not really. We are still starting at these stages. Different countries have different framework in place. I think in Singapore, the government is actually focusing on packaging. So it's compulsory for some producers to talk about packaging and also declaring their packaging as well. And then I'm aware that in some other offices, it's about energy. Yeah, it's really different, the kind of guideline or regulations we have. Yeah.
It's so important, though, because things done at scale. I know that a lot of manufacturers are in the APAC region, and so a conversation as simple as packaging is actually going to create a big impact in your region, and I think that's wonderful. Quick questions. What gives you the most optimism in your region right now when you think about the future?
The most optimist? I think I could say the awareness, because we are starting.
Awareness?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
But the awareness is quite big. And it's the beginning. Like, if you have the awareness, then you just go to actions. But
so you're most excited about awareness?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
What about in APAC?
Same. I think the increasing awareness is very encouraging. I think sustainability is not about achieving perfection, but it's having measurable results and progression from time to time for the goals that all of us set up for ourselves. For some of the APAC, if you notice, some of them don't actually have a proper goal, but they are probably inspired by what's happening around the world. So government are starting their conversations, starting to talk. And some of them also make revision to their existing framework and plan as well, by shortening some of the expectations and regulations are bring forward as well. So I think it's very encouraging to see all this kind of awareness and also movement within the APAC region.
Phenomenal.
Yeah.
And what about in Europe?
In Europe, I'm really happy that almost every end user now puts it as a requirement in their new tenders or contracts or everywhere. So sustainability has really become part of their selection criteria. Okay. So they've moved from looking at only price to ROI
and all other sustainability criteria, and you actually get points if you want to, win the contract. So it's really pushing boundaries, I think, and it's pushing us to do something.
I love to hear that. It sounds like even what you were talking about in LATAM and where you're trying to get in APAC, that the culture overall is starting to participate, because that sounds like a bottom-up request as opposed to, hey, this is what we're doing from the top down. Yeah. I'm taking notes too, because I love the collaborative effort that this is, and there's such a great interchange of information. Is there a place where you would, what does the future look like for your region? We can do a quick close with this, round robin. What is the future for you guys when you think of sustainability in your region?
I think that in Latin America is to advance reducing our footprint for the industry, and taking all the steps, from the manufacturers, that they are working really hard and they are improving their products and reusing the parts, and then also from the integrators, our design teams designing solutions that they are more sustainable, and the operation the same. So reducing our footprints all the way, I think that is our goal.
A lower waste and a footprint reduction on CO2 emissions, right?
With me?
Lower waste and a reduction of your CO2 footprint.
Yes.
So that's a LATAM goal. Yeah, heard it from Virginia. And what about
Yes, it's very much the same. I think that's the main goal for most of us.
Okay, that's the future goal.
Yes.
And in Europe?
I hope actually that in 5 years' time from now we won't be talking about this, because it's just common. It needs to be in everyone's status quo.
Or it's just the normal way to be. It's nothing that's extra.
Yes, exactly. And I truly believe that we can go there in Europe. And in a few years' time, it shouldn't be a trend or a buzzword or anything like that anymore. It should just be status quo.
It should just be the standard. Yeah. I love that. I love that. It's a very, very good note for us to leave our audience with, and a good conversation. Thank you so much for sharing your time with us. For those that are interested in learning more about GPA, where can they find you?
thinkgpa.com.
Yes.
And also we have a booth here and a lounge as well.
What's your booth? Do you know your booth number?
I don't know.
Or what hall you're in?
Hall 2.
Hall 2, okay. So it's GPA in Hall 2. You heard it here with AV Unplugged at AVIXA TV. I want to thank you guys for being with us. So we have different regions, different realities, but one collaborative effort to make the world a more sustainable place through our efforts in the AV industry. Have a wonderful day.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
In the world of live sports and entertainment, production demands to deliver live events are constantly evolving. Traditional on-premises setups often struggle to keep pace, facing challenges in scalability, flexibility, and efficiency. That's why with AWS, live cloud production is ready to meet your needs, no matter where the audience takes you. Unlike rigid physical setups that require substantial upfront investment and often end up over-provisioned, AWS allows you to scale up or down based on changing requirements. This flexibility means you only use what you need when you need it, avoiding over-provisioning or underutilizing resources. It's an adaptive approach to live production, aligning with the dynamic nature of live events. You'll also enjoy worldwide reach, using the extensive global infrastructure of AWS and the highest throughput and lowest latency cloud network. You can broadcast live content to audiences around the world without constraints. Whether it's a local event or a global tournament, AWS ensures that your content reaches viewers with minimal latency and high reliability. That way, you can expand your audience without compromising the quality of the viewing experience. AWS and AWS partners provide a suite of cloud-based services and solutions designed to enhance production quality and streamline workflows. These tools offer advanced video processing, vision and audio mixing, replay, data-driven graphics, signal processing, discovery, routing, real-time analytics, generative AI, and more, helping you improve both the technical and creative aspects of your production. And with remote production capabilities, creative teams can work from just about anywhere and keep broadcast operations agile and innovative, while lowering the carbon footprint and improving sustainability. It's a more flexible, secure, efficient, and sustainable way to put on a show. Live cloud production on AWS. Broadcast as usual, storytelling like never before.
Distance used to divide us. It meant bad connections, missed opportunities, lost ideas. But we see distance as an advantage. The key to unlocking innovation, enabling flexibility, and inspiring talent. We build devices for every workspace, from the home office to the conference room. Our technology understands nuances of communication and prioritizes what matters. With cutting-edge AI and NVIDIA accelerated computing, we make it feel like everyone is at the table and in focus, no matter where they are. We capture sound and ensure it's always clear, and make it easy to share and illustrate ideas. Our devices work with your platform of choice, connecting teams across the globe securely. By making it easy to set up, manage, and optimize workspaces, we help IT and facilities teams to accelerate workplace transformation. And with a focus on circular design principles and energy efficiency, we even help to make the office more sustainable. With Cisco devices, distance isn't an obstacle. It's your superpower.
As people return to the workplace in record numbers, they expect a seamless experience that is worth the commute. As technology evolves, we'll be there, leading the way, inspiring teams to work together empowering businesses to grow beyond limits, connecting people, spaces, and technology. This is what we're known for. It's our forte. Let's transform the modern workplace together.
With AI-driven voice translation, AI Media makes seamless global communication a reality. Introducing Lexi Voice. In a world that's more connected than ever, language barriers still limit communication. Lexi Voice eliminates these barriers, delivering real-time translations across the globe. Seamlessly connecting viewers and attendees, Lexi Voice ensures your content speaks their language, whether on-site or at home. Over 70% of the world's population speaks more than one language, yet 80% of online content is still inaccessible to non-native speakers. Lexi Voice empowers you to expand your market reach, grow your audience, and increase revenue. Ready to connect with the world? Visit AI Media's website and experience Lexi Voice today.
Video walls have become the focal point in a variety of Pro AV applications, from corporate campuses to command and control centers. As they grow in size and importance, video walls take on a bigger role. That's where Mira DVW comes in. It delivers seamless, perfectly synchronized video walls with high-performance decoding and modern IP networking. With simple configuration, HEVC 444 support, and built-in security, it's designed for clarity, scale, and confidence. From a single appliance to large-scale deployments, performance grows as your wall grows. Mira DVW, a smarter way to build and scale video walls.
Meet the Move 4K, precise PTZ control with true 4K 60 clarity. Onboard SDI, HDMI, USB, IP, and Power over Ethernet Plus, a built-in tally light and native NDI HX3, 12, 20, or 30x zoom. Perfect for the field, stadium, or stage. Auto tracking with presenter lock keeps the speaker in frame. Local or remote control with Hive Studio, Web UI, joysticks, or third-party platforms. Voice tracking helps remote meeting participants feel like they're in the room. The Move 4K. Powerful, flexible, and engineered for the future.
Flawless live event production isn't a luxury, it's a necessity. Ross Video provides scalable, reliable AV solutions built to meet even the most demanding live production environments. Whether you're running a company-wide meeting in an auditorium or switching between hybrid flex spaces, Ross gives you full control. Seamless video switching, automation, graphics, and more, all in one ecosystem. Our solutions adapt to your space and your people, whether your team is highly technical or just getting started. Automate your cues and fire entire sequences with a single button. So when it's time to go live, everything just works. Backed by round-the-clock support and trusted by the world's most respected organizations, Ross delivers peace of mind when it matters most. From quarterly earnings calls to global product launches, Ross gives you the solutions to deliver the moment.
team deserves extraordinary audio in their meetings, but sometimes obstacles get in the way. That's why we created the IntelliMix Bar Pro, with superior sound that captures every voice with unmatched clarity, and a system ready to scale as your team grows, capturing every word for precise AI transcription. Designed for IT, secure, cloud managed, simple. The bar that removes barriers.
Most of us expect life to run smoothly. But we don't stop to think about what it takes to make that happen. Most of us don't have to. We forget about the people up and moving before our alarms go off. The people behind the innovation and logistics, the creativity, and the know-how. The people who connect rural communities with essential services, who work tirelessly to build, connect, power, and protect our lives. But the world isn't always predictable, and unexpected challenges demand creative solutions. We rely on those willing to brave intense environments and gather the resources that fuel our daily lives. We don't have to wonder about the ins and outs of life, because that is what Wesco does. We provide innovative supply chain solutions every hour, every day, all around the globe. Our people roll up their sleeves and help create a world you can depend on, focusing on the details, the challenges, and the unexpected, so that you can live life uninterrupted. Wesco. Ingenuity delivered.
As your IT manager, I choose which platform we use for virtual meetings. It will prompt you to download a weird app, and your clients will be actively upset when you send them a link. I use Zoom. Sit down, Mr. Thompson.
I use Zoom AI Companion.
You will have no companion of any kind.
I
use Zoom Contact Center. No, you will not start a movement.
I use Zoom in this coffee shop.
Uso Zoom para traducir.
Be part of the movement. Zoom ahead.
Technology should confuse us, not help us.